Welcome back to tonight's episode of Arklands. When we last left our heroes, they performed a tactical retreat, escaping the palace of Sinu. The forces of the aberrant lord, the Delkir, known as Dearn, who decided, these people aren't really worth my time to take care of myself. I'll just let this handle it. And released an ancient and powerful aberration, which the party proceeded to run as fast as they could from. Given a very wise decision from Einar to contact Saravina.
Hey, you know what? Einar's using that wisdom.
For once, indeed.
For once.
Because there wasn't no tactical about that.
Nope.
Riss attempted to escape through the portal and was yoinked back through it.
Rude attack.
You got a solid nope.
After antagonizing the creature, like, 3 times.
And I got natural 20s on 2 of those.
Yes, you did. Which ended up using some of its legendary resistances.
Glorious. 5'8" half elf, forcing you to use a resistance because I was scary.
Yeah, that's you're starting to get an image of why it may have been targeting you.
That's yep.
Yeah. Regardless, you survived and made your way to Saravina's lair, where he offered you a chance to debrief, a chance to rest, and where Einar had a conversation with him regarding the
Shadow stuff.
Their brotherhood.
Indeed.
Well, he's not my brother yet.
He might as well be.
I'm sure he will be eventually.
Possibly. But, for the time being, the shared burden they now had. The party went to rest, and finally received some answers from Iroi, as they met with him above the ocean of dreams, realizing why the woman they rescued was so important to him. And finally receiving the information as to the location of the third and final Black Book.
Yeah, where was that again?
I think it was in like the National Library of
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
right.
That, yeah. I
Yep.
remember now.
And so, the next morning, you all wake up feeling well rested for the first time in a while. What would you like to do?
Go get breakfast.
Yep. Same.
I realized I didn't give an opportunity to do the intro.
That's alright. I'll
You'll
slap
find
it in there.
You'll find a spot.
What you should do is put it at the very beginning. Dun, dun,
Nah,
dun, dun, dun,
I like
dun,
to give
dun,
a
dun,
little
dun,
bit
dun.
of something to like weave it into. I haven't shown you how I did that.
We could do
for the
something like-
episode 1.
And now we continue with the Outsiders.
Oh, we
Dun,
have
dun, 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 dun.
we have something actually. What was it?
We do have something?
What was it? I wrote it down because you mentioned it.
Write that down.
Well, okay, it's entering into the intro, and so we begin and enter into the world of Arklands.
Oh yeah, say that.
And so we begin and enter into the world of Arklands. So, you wake up and immediately find yourselves quite hungry.
Famished, one might say.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
I'll make you a perception.
Oh, then I do roll with advantage.
But 22.
Yeah.
Why do you have advantage on?
Because reasons.
Right. Got it.
Okay, I fall.
Wow!
Yeah.
I wasted a natural 20 and a +4 on guidance.
Listen, we were all heckin' hungry because I got a 22.
What's your
You got a
perception?
natural 20.
My perception's only +5. It's my insight that's really good.
Oh, okay.
So that's a 20.
Einar bolts up right in the bed. Just smells and goes, bacon.
Oh my god, that is exactly what I was thinking that Einar would think. I was this close to saying it before you. Just Einar pops up in bed and goes, bacon.
And at that, Kudo's like, where? That's a 21.
Are you in my room?
I am now.
Einar looks at Kudo and goes, why are you in my room? Never mind, bacon. And gets
Wrist
and walks
Like
straight
a
to the
bloodhound on a trail.
You have
Einar-
hang on. Roll another perception check real quick.
No, he's not concerned about that. It's a
No,
15.
he's not. But you do notice that for some reason there's like a small pile of like clothes that are on the floor. You don't know whose clothes they are, but they look disturbed, as if someone had been lying and sleeping there.
Is Kudo my dog?
You don't know why, but for some reason he walked into your room and fell asleep.
Sure.
Einar's too hungry to be concerned.
Riss would be concerned if he knew about that. But also rolling a 22. He's half asleep and just following his nose.
Yep. Like a bloodhound on a trail, Einar leads the party. What is Keen doing?
That's a good point.
She was
She's
snoozing.
probably like studying a little bit.
Yep, been up for like an hour and is just reading. You just hear heavy and fast footsteps outside your door, just going
The barn
On the
doors
hunt.
have opened.
without issue. You're able to make your way to the dining area that Einar and Riss have been to multiple times before. Kudo, this being your first time, it is a large hall, easily able to fit 20 people at the table. Very long, like a banqueting table almost. A rather, I wouldn't say extravagant, but the chair at the head of the table,
Noticeably
obviously,
nicer.
yes, being a position for someone of esteem.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be.
It's
He goes to
mostly-
sit in the seat.
Okay.
Riss will kind of chuckle himself as he eats his food.
He goes, that looks like it's the comfiest one there. I'm going to sit on that one.
Okay. Give me just a moment. I need to pull up the save DC.
Doesn't matter, he fails.
No, I wasn't rolling to save. I was rolling to see if he actually went inside of the chair. Oh, he's like, oh, yes, a nice chair. I'm going to sit my tired ass on top of that thing. I'm going to eat some bacon.
Oh, it's going to be a lot more than tired ass in a minute.
I missed what you're sitting on.
He's sitting in
chair.
Servina's chair.
Ah, I see.
Give me just a moment.
Okay. I really make you search for things, don't I?
A little bit.
I love playing a slightly chaotic character now. It's a lot of fun.
At this point, I think now everyone in our group is slightly chaotic, and that's probably bad for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it.
It's a true D&D party.
It's true. It's
We are now all murder hobos.
Murder hobos?
Yeah.
Hold up. I don't know if I
Have
would
you never
just...
heard that term before?
No, I have not. I didn't know it was an actual term.
If that's the definition for the outsiders, then Keen is not a part of that.
Einar's definitely a hobo, though. Einar like
So
wandered
is
for a
Kudo.
long time. He had a
I need
home
you to
for a
make
little
me a Constitution saving throw.
Constant. Wow, you had to pick my worst one, didn't you? 7.
That's a fail.
What? Really? I thought I rolled pretty high. There go all my.
Yeah, for a
there goes
drunk
all my
test.
Ooh, the new dice. Yeah.
Brand new dice.
Just keeping them in the pouch.
1. Okay, that's not too bad.
Wait.
How many times am I gonna have to roll it though?
I don't know. We'll see. 1,
So 6,
2,
12,
3,
17,
4. Stop it.
4,
Trey, that's enough.
31,
You can stop doing that now.
34,
Knock it off, Trey. I'm getting concerned.
38,
Stop! I'm serious.
39.
My ass really hurts.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
You take 39 necrotic damage.
You don't have an ass.
What is the effect of
As
that
you trigger the glyph of warding,
Ass begone.
specifically on the seat.
I'm sorry, Kiera. Can you please say that again? With everyone else being quiet so I can enjoy that.
Ass begone.
Might as well be, as you trigger the glyph of warding that has been placed on the seat, and trigger the spell Blight.
Fudge.
Einar
Okay.
stops
Your
eating
ass
bacon.
just got blighted.
He goes, yeah!
Einar stops eating bacon for just a moment to let his mouth hang open, and then resumes.
Wrist kind of like waved his hand in front. It's like, we're eating.
It is quite literally the effect. It's like the opposite of being in water for too long, where you just feel the moisture and the water drain from your body as you just
So you shrunk my ass, that's what you're saying?
His ass is no longer juicy.
You got 2 big old raisins in his butt
was?
cheeks.
No, it wasn't, which is why it's a problem now.
Yes, Noah.
My ass looks like Will's now.
What check would I make to know what just what happened
Who's
to
got you
him?
guys?
Would it be a medicine or would it be an Arcana check?
You'll get different answers for which one you roll for. Make the roll of your choice.
Okay, I'd rather do medicine then. That's only a 16.
I think that's enough.
Something magic just yoinked the water out of him.
Einar grabs a pitcher of water and hands it to Kudo and
Kudo's
goes, you might want to hydrate.
Yeah. So, with my knowledge of magic glyphs, is it gone now?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. 9.
You don't know.
I'm gonna sit down in the chair.
Can Einar try and stop him?
Hang on.
I would like to
Wait,
make a check to
wait,
try and stop
wait.
him.
He'll like go to.
I would not advise that.
Okay. Ah! He looked at.
As Saravina enters the room.
The hell did you do
Wrist-
to your chair?
Wrist points at it, right? Oh, Kudo, he did it. And keeps eating.
I'm very well aware. There's no worry. It is simply a defense mechanism. I believed, perhaps incorrectly, that it would be apparent not to sit in the chair of your host.
It's a fucking chair.
Indeed.
Apparently they don't teach manners in paradise.
Oh, they teach
Whereas
manners.
this whole time has just been like snacking, just commenting, and it's like, apparently they don't teach manners in paradise.
What was that?
Nothing.
You don't get to roll and then decide it's nothing,
I
We
wasn't
rolled a
rolling for
19
anything.
and a 2.
sir.
So what you gonna do to Saravina now?
He went to sit in the chair anyway.
Again, can Einar stop him?
Rest upon seeing Einar trying to stop him, puts his hands and says, let it happen.
Riss,
He needs to learn.
I just got all my spells back. I am not ready to waste them on him. And
What
as he's saying that, I'm sure Kudo is sitting in the chair.
What are you wearing?
That's a little forward.
That is not Saravina asking.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm wearing, actually.
What armor?
Oh,
Boxers or
armor?
briefs?
Like,
Pretty sure they would only had.
what are you...
You have an adamantine breastplate.
Yes, I do. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Or you just wore tights.
Is Saravina gonna Lady Masquerade me? Like she did with Einar?
No, but you see him just draw a crystal from his pouch, and this one is an orange color, and he just shatters it in his hand. You feel the adamantine breastplate begin to glow red hot.
Oh. Ow.
Ow, 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 ow. As he
Use
casts
the water!
heat metal.
I take the water that you give me.
Out
So
of
now you
my
can't
chair,
see it 'cause-
please.
I'm out of the chair. I'm out of the chair. Damn it.
You do take 2d8 fire damage.
Damn it. Oh, I'm resistant to fire damage.
That's 8, half to 4.
Yes.
Once you're out of the chair, he drops the spell.
Okay.
But Riss, on the other hand, goes, I love mornings here.
Yes. Now, as entertaining as I'm sure this might have been, I trust you all rested well.
Indeed.
I did.
As per usual.
Not anymore. For reasons. He starts eating bacon.
You would rest better if you did not delve into things that it would be better to stay away from.
He's stuffing his face with bacon. He just shrugs.
And there is a wide variety of foods available in addition to a surplus of bacon, because Saravina has learned that
Yeah.
when you guys come to visit, that's probably a good idea. So while the boys are stuffing themselves with bacon, did Keen leave her room?
She did. She probably would have watched the interesting encounter with the chair. Not commenting, just observing, wondering about her life choices, you know.
Says
The
the one
usual.
who got trapped by an aberration.
Yeah, life does things.
Does.
I didn't expect this, though.
Sometimes you just want to sit in a comfy chair. But instead
Sometimes you want your ass to fry.
No, it didn't fry. It just got dehydrated.
That's
My-
not
my
any
torso
better.
fried.
I do not like that mental image.
What, the shrunken ass?
It's like a liposuction, but with water. It's
Woo!
hydrosuction.
Yeah, there you go. His ass got hydrosucked.
I dislike this immensely. I do not like the energy we've created in the room today.
You may cut all of it.
No, I decide whether or not it gets cut. It's not getting cut.
Regardless, you are welcome to stay as long as you need, but I also know that you have matters to attend to in the city of Mika.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When are we going back there? How do we get back there?
I can create a portal for you.
You aren't going to sit in a chair, I can tell you that much.
I'm going to sit in a chair.
Saravina has sat down in his own chair at this point.
You still want to sit there?
Kudo has a very, very apparent look of sadness and envy. Mingled with content at eating the bacon.
Very nice.
Odd mixture.
And so, you are welcome to stay as long as you like, but you will just need to inform me when you plan to leave.
Indeed.
No, of course you are welcome to just leave through the entrance, but I get the feeling you'd rather not have to repeat the journey down south.
Saravina, you know us so well.
You know Einar very well. I would not mind the trip. However, water, I know. Not so much.
Did y'all walk from Searsport down to... I guess he wouldn't know that. Where does the front door lead?
North of the Hanaran River in Eastern Mire.
I'm going to make a history check for him to see if he is aware
That is
of...
literally about as far away from paradise as you can get.
Yeah. Well, he's been all over the world.
That's fair.
No. It's a 5.
You're familiar. Okay, Eastern Mire. It's on the continent of Kavoris. But that's the specifics are.
Do I know that it's a very long distance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know enough to.
Did
to know
you
that.
all walk, or at least rent a carriage from wherever this is? Up in Mire?
Nope, we got to Eris by boat.
You have a boat?
Arno does not like the boat.
I do not like the boat.
How can you
I
like
do
a
not
boat?
like the water that the boat, sails in.
That's true.
That's-
if the boat was
that's
on
what I
dry
got.
land, he would be fine with it.
I would.
All right, I can respect that. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
The water is dangerous. We don't like the water.
When were we
water
supposed to
is
leave,
dangerous.
by the
You
way?
can control the water.
When are we planning on leave? We will leave after breakfast. I see no reason.
I'd like to rest a little bit.
Too bad.
We have work to do.
You can hydrate your butt on the way out.
I hate that.
Fine. Blood hydration?
It appears we have a single voice of reason in the party, given that your other two have left.
Ah! Y'all need Ray.
Which one is the voice of reason?
Gesturing to Keen.
I was worried he was going to pick me for a minute. I don't want that burden.
Oh, no, please,
I think
we know it
we
will
all
be
know
you.
better.
You got burned.
Please,
My
we
friend.
accept this.
Don't say a
With
damn
honor.
word.
Okay. At least I didn't get hydro soaked.
Fair.
Things have gotten really weird without Ray.
So I can see.
To be fair, Ray had his own weirdness. It just kind of balanced out ours.
The character you're playing is just a character you can have where you no longer have to have self-control over the character.
Stop outing me. Jeez.
Ray, self-control. Kudo, absolutely none.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
Gorok, but with
thereabouts.
charisma.
Hey, charisma's fun.
I love charisma.
So,
I'd like to try and intimidate Sarah. Not really.
good luck.
Hey, if he can successfully intimidate a prehistoric beast.
Yeah, because it's basically an animal. It doesn't have a lot of intelligence.
Yeah.
Saravina is...
Muy
Saravina-
intelligente.
Servina will crush you like a bug.
Like a creep.
A prune because he's all dried up.
There'd be a raisin.
Disgusting.
Pop you like a grape.
We could use the juices to rehydrate.
Can we name this episode The Juices?
Yes! Yes!
You take your 3.
Damn it! Stop giving me damage.
Stop earning it!
That's what he said.
No.
This man's almost bloodied.
It's been a rough morning.
The frick am I supposed
There
to
is
do
not
with this?
a damn thing that has happened that has not been entirely your fault.
Who's gonna take a 3-hour nap after this?
Man, you guys are gonna age Einar so much.
Listen,
Einar's beard is gonna
This
be
is
gray by
payback.
the end of this.
this is like karma for you aging Ray with all of your evil shenanigans that you do.
That's true. That's true. Not entirely my fault though. I've been corrupted.
It's your
Well, we'll debate
Fine,
that.
it's mostly my fault.
I'm gonna touch the glowy rock thing.
We'll debate that later.
Anywho, we'll say that we finish breakfast and we
You don't wanna
get
have a conversation?
ready to. Oh, do you have a conversation you want to have? What
Nothing
conversation?
that doesn't have to do with the hydrated buttocks.
I don't have a lot of conversations that revolve around that, so I'd be alarmed if you did. Also, every time I use
Kind of on his mind at the moment.
chill, what is it?
Chill
I'm gonna
touch.
spell chill touch. I'm gonna call it the Hydro Suck touch now.
No, you should call it the anti-Hydra suck.
Oh no,
Stop
I
them, they're
can't.
gonna keep going.
I know.
This is organic.
Grass fed.
Free range.
Damn it.
We spend way too much time together,
Yep.
and it's wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and expedite this process.
Yes, thank you.
Can you expedite the rehydration of my ass?
It's called a short rest, buddy.
That's rough.
Short rest, but E.
You take your 3.
I was say you need to get a sizable lead back on me.
He's trying to kill himself without even a round of combat.
I'm not healing him.
How far are you?
I was like, my
I'm not
attachment to
bloody
him.
He's at 62 out of
Stop
110.
looking at my health. It's
I
private.
need to know because I need to know when you get bloodied so I can make fun of
Private
you.
information. Don't look.
Everyone can see your shriveled ass, okay?
That's not private. You can look at that all you want.
Anyway,
Is Ryan gay?
No. Kudo was talking to Keen.
does Ryan is gay?
I'm a very happy individual.
I'm sorry.
Hang on. I'm a very happy individual, yes.
Don't stand up.
That's a threat.
Don't worry about it. Let's keep moving on.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Moving on. What?
This has become so much painful now that I know for a fact I'm the one editing all of this.
Especially because most of this isn't even usable. This is just
No, this is
Pure
just-
nonsense.
idiocy. I think about like 30% of it, but then it just goes a little too far off track.
This is why we can't podcast right now.
You think? Aight,
No, I know.
we're going to focus in. Deep breath. All 3 of you.
Yes, he got Shenanigans! Yes!
Will, you take 3.
Damn.
Noah, you take 4. Ryan, you take 4.
Damn.
Are you bloodied yet? He's to go a little bit left.
Nope.
I think he's what, 3 points above? 5.
Can I use stone skin?
No.
This is fourth wall damage. You can't negate it.
Okay.
There we go. That's how you take a deep breath.
Cool. We're fine.
Happy birthday, Trey.
That stays in. Okay. You finish your breakfast, and unless there's anything else you want to do with Servina, he will create a portal for you to...
I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yep. Let's go before we set any more chairs that aren't ours.
Hopefully there won't be any chairs, so you guys don't have the choice.
That would negate the issue.
I can sit on the floor. It's fine.
Before you leave, Malia
Oh, yes.
seeks you out, Briss.
Aw. Hang on. Aw.
There you go.
A word in private, if you don't mind.
Of course.
She walks off. Well, what do the 3 of you do in the meantime?
Kudo looks directly at Einar and goes, should we tell him?
No.
That's your own peril. And I'm not talking about risks.
Look, Malia is scary.
It probably scares you more than Servina does sometimes.
Yeah. Well, she did try to kill me the first time that I met her, so yeah.
Yep.
It'd be fun, though.
Have fun, I'm not healing you. And Einar walks away.
Riss apparently is the fun one of the group. Damn.
That's what I've been saying the whole damn time.
stake in the mud.
So, Malia, nope, don't do it.
Okay.
I saw you have to stop yourself 2 times.
It was.
He will.
Yeah.
Do it.
No.
Damn it.
Smart man.
I'll buy you an entire case of chocolate.
They don't sell those.
Malia, kind of just gets out of earshot with Riss. I would appreciate it if you would refrain to the best of your ability from putting yourself in completely idiotic situations. I know sometimes you can't help it, but when possible, it would be very greatly appreciated.
Dear sister. And on a more serious note. Yes, our group is chaotic and crazy and often willingly jumps into the middle of a fight. But I have no plans on dying. I have someone now that I'm trying to work my way back towards once all of this is over, whatever this is. And I'd very much like you to meet her as well. And the same goes for you, dear sister. You may be more aware of my plans than I am of yours, but no running off to find statues full of whatever those things were.
Something we only did because of your friend.
Yes, this is also true. However, still applies.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, there's a lot coming up. It feels like there's a lot getting lost in the mix. I want to go home and finally make use of all the power we've gained, but everything's happening so fast.
What do you mean, everything?
Look at your journey. And me and the others have been on similar paths. Everything we've been doing, everything... feels like we just don't really have a moment.
I understand that. I felt the same. Wanted to go back, free the village, free what left of our family is still there. I don't know if you heard from them, but I have not. Once we do have an opportunity, we will. Once I have a free week, once something comes around of this, we reach some sort of conclusion, we'll make that venture. And in addition, I want to ask, how much do you trust Saravina?
What do you mean?
Just in terms of his general purpose. We're right now in a contractual relationship with him. Beneficial in some ways, but I don't know. Doesn't give me the best, most sound feeling whenever I'm doing something he's asked us to.
He found me at my lowest. he gave me the ability to be stronger. When everything had gone wrong, when I had lost all essence of control, he gave me the ability to retake it for myself. Do I trust every intent he has? I don't know. Do I think he has an agenda? Without question. But I also know that I owe everything I am today to him. And so whatever his agenda is, as far as I can see right now, it's the least I can do to repay him, to make sure it comes to pass.
Do all you can to repay him, but don't let that debt that you are putting on yourself hinder you any more than it needs to. Which you are well aware of. But
Yes.
we have not told Saravina this, but when we visit the vault, it was a very convoluted series of events that led us to know this. Korvaki does show up. Use this information as you will, but you may be getting a call from us sooner rather than later. I don't know if you've located him or not. Our goal is to stop him before.
I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
I'll make sure I find him before you have to go there.
That I can count on.
She gives you a hug.
Go try.
Aww.
Einar's not there.
Neither is Kudo. It's right. It's Ryan.
That's the point.
I did debate having when Mario is like, yeah, it's because of your friend. I debated having Einar in the background go, sorry. But he's not eavesdropping.
Even Ray eavesdrops.
Wow, is that a standard that Einar has that's higher than Ray's?
Yep.
Wow, that's weird.
Intelligence.
Einar's not intelligent.
That's the point.
Yeah.
All right. Don't get yourself killed.
Same to you. We have a blue dragon to kill before we die.
Exactly.
Hey Trey,
Yes.
I rolled a 15 on stealth.
Let me pull up her character sheet.
Passive perception of 20.
I assume with that, would you have moved the conversation further away?
Once he noticed he was trying to get within earshot, Wristwhittle pulled out his bow and casually messed with an arrow in the other hand and looked his direction.
Oh, nat 20. Okay. He notices. He's sorry, I'm looking for the other part of my ass. My bad.
Hopefully it's attached to the other part of your brain.
I can't count on it, to be honest. I don't know what happened to the other half. I lost it back in the war. Anyway,
So, you
enjoy
do
your
not-
conversation with your familial member there.
Don't like that. But you do not get to eavesdrop, unfortunately.
Tried.
You tried.
You did.
Great words do. But after the conversation is over, Saravina dons the crown of the traveler once more, and opens a portal.
I'd like to intently study as he does that.
All right. Make an investigation check.
A 4 and a 3.
Oh,
Oof.
Yeah, that dice is going over there. You're in jail. All right.
That's not better.
That's worse. I don't have any dice to roll with, so 4.
4 total. Yeah, as he does, you just get completely distracted.
Does my butt still hurt?
Yeah.
rip.
Don't say
Riss gives you a like football coach smack on the butt as he walks past you, and your train of thought just goes.
You go. So he walks by. Einar, where are you?
Einar's probably at the front of our group.
So you
I
hear
don't
from
see
behind. I sneezed. Sorry.
Einar turns around with a very confused and concerned look.
It's dusty in here.
Uh-huh. And then turns around and just ignores you.
Sure. This is
where we're at right now.
This is where we're at right now.
That's right.
I'm having a good time.
Good.
So, the portal is created, a swirling doorway of energy leading to the outskirts. He's not going to just make a portal to the middle of the city because that would draw way too much attention. But you recognize the red sand and the solid brass exterior of the city. Unless there's something else that you're waiting for.
Nope.
Now, I really want to count the grains of sand beneath us, though.
Okay, let's leave without him.
Yep.
She starts
Sounds good.
walking.
Do you know the general direction? Have you been to Mika often?
Do I?
You have been to Mika. You know where the library is.
Because
Oh, we're going right to the library.
Did we stop?
Are we going
by
sightseeing
Mika
first?
as we were going through Eris?
Mika is where the museum was.
Well, enjoy your
That's where you've
sand.
spent the past couple
Okay.
months.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember if it was Mika or another place, but yes.
Yeah. So you recognize you've been here. You see the monument to the Arcsmith standing tall over the center of the city, and the portal closes behind you. As you enter into the desert region, the very harsh difference in temperature hits you, and it is thankfully not not much humidity, but the very dry heat. Just there's almost that that chill that washes over your body as you go from a place that was relatively cool, akin to the inside of a cavern, to standing in the middle of a desert, mid-morning.
Yep.
Sunlight reflecting off the brass exterior of the city.
Gentlemen, miss, I need a drink.
You do look like you need one.
Yes. Preferably liquid.
I would be concerned if it wasn't. All right, well, to a tavern then.
I sure hope you don't chew your alcohols.
Yeah, that was my train of thought.
It's just something to mess with the big fella.
Oh.
You see how confused he was? It was funny. I really need a drink, though.
How loud do you say that?
Not very loud.
Okay.
Bristol turned to Einar and go, "We're in the middle of a desert. No one will find the body." And just walks with Keen.
Einar stops walking for a very brief moment and looks dead ahead of him. And then he whispers, "Don't tempt me." And he continues walking forward again.
Fantastic. What do you do?
Look for the first tavern, I guess. We have someone who has a need to hydrate.
Well, you can go to the first tavern. You also know that the Wandering Shadow is the tavern that is run by Sulan.
I guess if you have no objections, Keen, we actually do know a tavern.
I don't think we're going to keep moving forward without it, so might as well.
That's right. And
We need our asses hydrated.
Because that's one of the most important parts that moves when you're walking. So.
alright, anyways. We'll go there and then reconnaissance at the library. Now remind me again, what are we supposed to do to obtain the book?
Well, we have to visit the library. And
What
then-
are y'all's passive perceptions?
I don't know. I can't see my stat sheet. My computer's screen seems to have died.
Passive perception of 15.
I gotta figure out how to get it to work
20.
again.
Sorry.
26.
20. 26.
Lord.
Forgot about that. Yep.
Less than half of hers.
Aight. So, Riss and Keen immediately notice, as you're walking through the city, a number of people seem to be whispering and taking note as they move through the city.
Of us?
This is going to.
Of specifically those three.
Oh.
Me? Okay.
Well, you were also there during the failed heist.
What was a success?
Why are we back in
That
the
was good.
city that we tried to steal stuff from a museum from? Why are
Because
we here?
we have to steal
We
stuff
shouldn't be here in
again.
broad daylight.
Technically, you're not
guys.
stealing something. It's not under lock and key or anything like
well.
that.
We have to take.
They saw your face. They saw my face. You were in jail last they checked.
I
We
was.
shouldn't be here right
And,
now.
but none of y'all thought of that before you entered in.
Okay, I'm
and-
thinking about it now.
As you are walking along,
If I knew about it.
a pair of guards does step in front of you. Just says, "Excuse me.
Yeah.
Um,
Please make this quick. I gotta take a massive shit.
I'm sorry. You are going to have to come with us."
I have rights, sir. I don't think that you can do that without explaining to us why first.
You are under arrest.
For
Grand larceny.
the
I'm
hell
sorry,
did I
what?
set on fire?
That would be arson.
I'm sorry, what is the situation here?
These three were involved in a.
I didn't take a long rest. Hold on, give me a second.
You did take a long rest, so go ahead and if you want to prepare your
Why don't I
jokes.
have any spells?
Okay, hold on. Perception, obviously, of passive 20. What am I looking at with these guys?
These two are they are guards. They have firearms on their side and are holding, but are otherwise, they have a what appears to be some kind of one-handed firearm. You're not very familiar with what firearms are and what they can do, so you're not. You can make an investigation check though.
For firearms, I would know from Sarah or Zara, right?
Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, it very akin to Zara's pistol. They have holstered, and they have batons in their hands as well.
So I'm gonna pull a Jack Sparrow here. I'm gonna go, look, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, but you apparently seem to have us confused with the wrong people. I mean, we're just, travelers. It's really hard to mistake this face for somebody else, but apparently you've done it. So, and I pick one of the guards and I say, "You have the wrong people. I'm going to have to ask you to leave us alone." I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Okay, so is that a save?
That is a save.
All right, let me pull up.
I had an idea, but that's okay. Throw it away.
How many guards? There's two.
There's two guards. Yep. All right.
Look, I wanted to do. These aren't the droids you're looking for, and this is my chance.
Yeah.
All right. Give me just a moment.
I'm in jail. I'm gonna go get the book.
That's fine, as long as we get it. That's
Oh,
Great
that's right. That's what we were
perspective.
talking about. How do we get the book again? Because Will has forgotten.
we'll go over it.
We will go over that. Yeah.
Keen knows. Okay.
All right. So, what kind of save is it?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That is a 19.
Dang.
No bonus. That is just a 19 on the die.
Oh dang!
Wow.
Yep.
If it meets, it beats.
Oh dang.
Whew.
That sucks.
That is okay. Yeah.
Can I guidance him?
That's unfortunately guidance doesn't. This is a saving throw.
Fair.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that would be his ability check.
Yep.
Riss is gonna lean quickly over to Keen. Any idea?
I might have an idea.
Does it involve getting arrested or not?
Well, give me a moment, cause
'Cause while they're doing that, Riss and Keen are having a conversation.
that is another 19 on the die for a total of 22 to hit.
What?
Sucks.
As he is jabbing you with his baton.
Oh, okay, it's just baton.
He saw you cast a spell.
Oh. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 3 lightning damage.
Wait, you said it's 22?
Yeah.
Okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
even with
go
shield,
ahead.
it still
Yeah.
hits.
Okay.
So you take 3 lightning damage as the stun baton, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Again with the fucking Constitution saving throw.
This one's a much lower DC.
Doesn't matter. 10.
10. Wait.
Oh, how much lower are we talking here?
Yeah, that is too low.
Oh,
It's like a 12.
oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
You are stunned.
Great.
It is a literal stun baton.
How long does that last for?
Only 6 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yes, what's up? So I'm gonna have us roll initiative real quick.
Oh.
Oh, she wanted to do something though.
Okay, well,
Good thing.
what did you want to do?
She wanted, if there is any kind of like super high authority, Secret Service or something like that.
Yeah, it's called Sulan's group of people here.
Well, what are you trying to?
She would want to try and pose as somebody who is escorting these 3 somewhere. She has a secret identity. She would use prestidigitation. You can create where is it? You can create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and that lasts. Wait, that's not one.
So you're trying to make a badge
Yes.
to show. Okay.
You can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or surface for 1 hour.
Well, you said that you were going to make because a non-magical trinket would be a badge as well.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
And when
Go
Riss sees the badge, he's going to roll for deception to kind of make it seem like his hands are cuffed.
Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check. Go ahead and make a history check first to see if you know what an appropriate.
Not 20.
That's a 12.
A 12. Okay. Yeah, you would know the symbol of the Arisian Republic.
Okay.
And so you prestidigitate a makeshift badge. It looks official. Go ahead and make a spellcasting check with your proficiency. So you have a plus 11 to this.
Okay.
This is going to be something that they're going to roll against to see.
That is a 23.
23.
Okay, good.
Sort of a nat 20. Yeah, they are rolling very well. That is a 16, but it is, that is an 18, but it is not enough. Go ahead and make a deception check. It is a,
Please do well.
That's a 22.
Oh, is that all?
And I'm
Alright.
not even proficient in deception.
okay. With a
Sweet.
22, what do you do? So you step up and say,
I say, back off, and I hold up this. You are not allowed to touch these men. I am escorting them, and you are interfering with higher-ups. So if you would please, you will take a step back and you will let us pass. And you will let the rest of that guard know that they are not to touch us or interfere with us or even look at us. Okay?
Or electrocute me again, you bastard.
make a persuasion check. No, make an intimidation check.
I want to do a persuasion check.
I know, but you are going for the aggressive.
15.
15. Hey, look,
not
a
bad.
15 is not bad.
They already
And
intimidated
go ahead and
high
take.
heavens.
Do you have inspiration? You do now. Well done. That is, I think, the first time one of y'all has actually talked your way out of a situation.
Yeah, we don't.
I was
talk very much.
close.
No, you were not.
Yes, I was.
With charm
was a
charm
19.
person, yeah, charm person would have been a very good call. Although charm person does only
Effect
give
one.
you advantage on checks with them.
Yeah, I was about to dominate person.
Jeez. This is dominate person. They would know when it finished. What happened?
Yeah.
So this
But that
is
gives
a.
us enough time to.
Oh, it
run
does.
away.
But this is a. Well done. They kind of just both back down. Yeah, 15 is high enough for them to just go. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Yes, of course.
Of course.
And they, like, tails between their legs. They don't actually have tails, but just they look. And they immediately are going towards. Make a history or survival check, any of you.
I'll do survival.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
+9 for that.
Do you get the guidance? Ooh. pretty good.
As a 22.
22. Yeah, it was a higher DC for survival because this is based on just observing the terrain around you. Given what you've explored of the city, they are definitely heading towards the guards station in the area.
Einar leans over to Keen and goes, "Well done, but I don't know how much time that will buy us."
It'll be enough. It'll be better than running away and having the entire police force on our tails.
Or
So you
downing
can
2
think.
guards and then having the entire police force on our tails. Yes. Nice work.
Well done. Okay, so
Oh, wait.
yeah, what's
She
up?
would have also said before they left, and you will apologize to him.
Make an intimidation check. You're pulling rank. This is intimidation.
16.
16. Sorry, sir.
Damn better be. Get on, move on. Go tell your friends.
They go. And they leave.
And I take the lead.
Briss looks over to
Okay.
Kudo and goes, "We want them to forget us as much as possible."
Well, yeah, but we also want them to go tell the rest of the guard, like she said, to leave us the hell alone.
Yeah, and tell the rest of the guard that we're here.
As soon as somebody in the higher ups does realize that that order's been given and they didn't give the order, we're going to have a problem.
Honestly, you were probably better off using a very generic symbol because that means that there's no one to check with
Yeah. No,
specifically. Like they
Well,
will
you
eventually
didn't
figure
know-
it out.
You didn't know
but-
you rolled that well on your deception, because with the 22 on deception, that's gonna that would have been good in general.
Yeah.
But
So that will with a 22, that's going to last you a little while, but not forever.
Briss is gonna go, and this is where we probably should have seen this coming. And he's gonna flip up one of his hoods as his way of passing by.
All right.
a little
So you have
incognito.
I am inferring that you are trying to move through the city stealthily now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and make a group stealth check.
Pass without trace.
Do Wings of Flying have a hood to them?
They
They do in the picture.
Yeah,
but
then-
I don't
yeah,
know
they do.
if- okay.
Yep.
So
It's not a
Einar's
hood
also-
that does anything.
Yeah, you're looking like the
His
Grim
hood
Reaper
specifically, yeah.
It's because there's nobody in it.
Yeah, his hood specifically, when it's up, gives him advantage on stealth.
Yeah. No, Einar's just
So-
going to do that as a.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
try and hide my face a
Yep.
little bit.
Are you wearing plate armor?
I am.
Yeah, so you do still have disadvantage. Wait, no.
No.
You have
I have adamantine. Or
you have mithril. You have mithril plate, so you do not have disadvantage. Well done. Okay, yeah. So go ahead and make a group stealth check.
Attaboy.
So yours with advantage, and so 12
Plus 10.
plus 10, so 22 because pass without trace.
Gotcha. I thought that was just for him.
Nope.
With a plus 10, mine's
Natural
23.
20.
Okay, natural 20
He's gone.
Invisible to the gods.
That's right.
Plus
Flips
10?
of his hood. Where'd Riz go?
So
3 on the die.
so you rolled a
3.
and so you rolled a 6.
No.
So you got a
3 plus 3 is 6. Plus
Yes.
10 is
plus
6.
10. I was wondering what it was before pass without trace.
Okay.
And
6.
23 total
got it.
with pass.
Okay, so with a natural 20, which brings your stealth to
43.
a 43,
Invisible to the gods.
you are quite literally invisible to
Even
the
to
deed.
us.
to yeah, Riz kind of just vanishes, and you assume he's still following because he would communicate otherwise, but
He took stealth mode very seriously.
for the time being,
always
you're
take
just like,
stealth
I'm
modes
not getting
seriously.
caught again. Yeah, you are just ducking between alleyways. You are practically invisible. And
Well done.
so, are you still heading to the Wandering Shadow?
No, to get to the salon, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So yeah, without much issue, you make your way there. You walk through the halls. There are multiple points where you kind of there are moving walkways in some of the areas. Less like a elevator or less like an escalator or a moving walkway in that way. More akin to a conveyor belt in like a factory. Where it's large segmented plates that move from one end of that act as bridges between different areas. But without issue, you make your way to the Wandering Shadow. Inside, it is bustling. There is music playing. It's a new year, and that means new opportunities. So people are celebrating. It's been a few days since the New Year celebration, obviously, but the point remains. And sure enough, in his veritable throne overlooking the party...
I'm waiting outside.
Okay. You are waiting outside. Go ahead and make a...
I thought you wanted to hydrate your ass.
That is why you were coming here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go inside though.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and make me a stealth check pass without trace then.
Well, Riss will stay with him, seeing he's leaning back.
18.
18? Okay, well, okay, so if you were staying on the outside, then you get to keep pass without
Cool,
trace.
28.
So 28. Good to know. All right, so Keen and Einar then are entering into the Wandering Shadow. It is morning. You discern pretty quickly this party has not stopped since the previous night. People are bustling and dancing in the middle of the room. There are no windows to the outside here, and that is, you know how casinos in Vegas limit how much you can see the outside so that you don't notice how much time you spent.
Yep.
There's a very similar effect going on here.
Very sneaky. Very sneaky.
Sulan will not lie. That doesn't mean that he'll tell you everything.
Exactly.
But you see him, you see Kadir next to him, you see the familiar face of
Ghana.
She's not there.
Kana. You do not see
Yeah.
Kana.
She's gone. She had her own business to take care of.
Okay, fair. Kana is not there, but you do see Sulan, flanked, as always, by Kadir and his two guards, the Warforged and the Minotaur. He sees you enter and smiles and waves you over.
Einar waves back and walks to him, kind of like glancing side to side to like see who's in the room and like try to like piece out like who he might have to try to avoid.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, insight I'm good with.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
No one cares.
23. Okay.
Not a single person in here cares who you are or what you're doing here.
Sweet. Einar's still gonna keep his hood up.
Yep, that's fair. Sulan just has the passive perception to be able to have noticed you regardless.
What is his passive perception?
It's probably like 25.
Let me double check.
Well, yours is what?
26?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I can pull it up. Not that you would know this is technically meta knowledge, but
Yeah. Who cares?
Sulan's passive perception is a 29.
Oh.
He would not have seen me. Keep that.
Jeez.
Well, again, that's without him making a
check,
perception check. That is just his passive perception. Regardless.
Yep.
An elf so old he looks old. Are you surprised?
Not really.
He knows where to look and how to look.
Exactly.
Yeah. Einar walks up to the table. Gives a nod
Welcome
to
back,
Sulan.
Einar.
Thank you. Although I don't think the whole city feels that way.
Well, you did make quite the ruckus last time you were here. And this, a new friend I see. I am Keen. A pleasure to meet you. It is refreshing to meet someone who willingly introduces themselves first. Rare in my line of business. I am Sulan Tavi, the purveyor of this lovely establishment, and the leader of this city's underworld, as it were.
You all make very interesting friends.
Oh, we do.
You don't know the half of it. But it is a pleasure to welcome you back. What can I do for you?
Well, I don't suppose you would be able to give us lodging while we attempt for...
Do you even have to ask? You'll
I
pay a fair
suppose
price,
not.
of course.
Oh, of course. I
But-
expect nothing less, but I do wish to remain unseen by prying eyes at the moment.
Understood.
I don't suppose there's a way that you could use your influence to remove those prying eyes, is there?
Unfortunately, without returning what was stolen, that is a greater task than I could offer without striking a bargain. But regardless, for the time being, you are welcome to stay here. And, well, how long do you intend to stay?
Hopefully for only one night.
One night.
Hopefully.
Understood.
I intend to get what we need and get out of the city as soon as possible.
I see. Fair enough.
Unfortunately, recent events have made things complicated for us.
So it would seem.
I'm not used to being in a city that's not entirely run by thieves and, well, rabble, I guess.
Right. The, famed Impios.
Yes. I don't plan on going back there, but at least there I could show my face.
Fair.
Fame is not exactly... Well, it's not exactly all that it's cracked up to be. Not for me, anyway.
To each their own. Hatzel, you see a young girl. Looks to be half-elf. Dark skin indicating the half-elf is of drow descent. White hair, but not more than 15 years old. These are some friends of mine. Since they will be in town for such a short amount of time, I would appreciate if you would be willing to offer them your services. She just kind of just looks between the two of you and nods. Hatzel is... There are many alleys, hidden paths, walkways that are not frequented in this city, and none know them quite so well as this girl here. Since you are only in town for a day, I would be willing to lend her services to get you where you need to be unseen.
That's most gracious of you.
Now, she will require... The prices that she gives are unique, but I don't know what she will require of you.
Einar turns to her and goes, I take it gold isn't your preferred method of payment.
She shakes her head and kind of just walks up to you, kind of just looks you over, and takes the shadow glass dagger from your belt.
Thank God you went there, not me. Chris would have had words.
Just looks at it and nods.
Very well. I don't use it very much anyway. I have more prominent weapons that I use.
All right. And she, she still hasn't spoken a word.
Mm-hmm.
Just, she's dressed very simply in a tunic and kind of a dress bottom. Very normal clothing for the people that that live in this area of the world. But she kind of scurries off and disappears into the crowd very quickly. When you intend to leave, just let me know, and I will call her to take you wherever you need to go.
I appreciate it.
For the time being, though, feel free to, as I said, you are welcome to stay. You can purchase your rooms at the bar, and if you are in need of anything else, do not hesitate to let me know.
I appreciate it.
And you have noticed that neither Riss nor Kudo have entered yet. Still waiting outside.
Einar turns to Keen and goes, Keen, will you check on our two compatriots and let them know that we have lodging, and tell them they don't have to be so paranoid here?
It sounds like you have had quite a few ventures here before to earn this unusual reputation.
You don't know the half of it.
Perhaps
But
we'll
yes.
talk more on it later, but now is not the place. I will go check on them.
I appreciate it.
Okay? And she goes.
And as she leaves, Einar turns to Salon and says, I recall you knew something about this. And he holds up his hand.
I was told some things by our mutual friend.
Yes. Yes, of course. You have far more experience than anyone else. And I know that you watched the race.
Indeed.
And I'm sure your eyes were quite frequently on us. What do you think?
I think I have lived far too long to judge whatever is going on in anyone else's life.
I suppose that's a very stress-free way of thinking. I remember you saying something about... I don't remember if it was along the lines of not letting it consume me, or whether you were just saying to be careful. I guess it's all the same. What do you know about this that I don't? Why is it so dangerous?
That's the difference. What you know about it alone is enough to answer that question. I don't know anything about it that you don't already know as well. In fact, you probably have a much deeper knowledge of it than I do. But Einar, I have seen your actions and heard of what you've done in the past. I believe you to be a good man. Or at least one who tries to be. My warning is not for your life, just for your heart.
And I kind of looks away, but he doesn't say anything.
What man you decide to be is always your choice, first and foremost. Whatever powers you encounter, whatever choices you make, you and you alone are responsible for who you are. And if this mark and what it means, if that is who you choose to be, then so be it.
Einar kind of looks at his hand, at the mark, then looks up at Sulan, says, I choose to be whatever man I need to be.
We rarely become what we need to be. We allow our circumstances to free us to become who we want to be. I did not need to become the king of the underworld here. This is what I desired. And I made it so.
That perhaps I'll find that what I need to be is what I desire.
It very often is.
So I suppose I'll become the man I desire.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. Einar gets up, scooches his chair back in, gives a little bow to Salon, and then turns around to go find Kian and the others.
All right.
You still gotta get the room from the bar.
What's up?
You still gotta get our rooms from the bar.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
But I gotta grab my group first.
Yeah. So he steps. Keen, you head You had already turned around to
Yes.
to go get them. So Keen steps outside.
Couldn't get enough sunlight?
Well, retroactively, Riss would have hung back and, essentially asked, "Not a fan of thieves?"
And you are?
I am one.
Good point.
I stayed out here because you're much more likely to not get into trouble. If I'm not here. Easier to slip away. I'll
You
put
don't
it
need to
that way.
babysit me, I can promise you that.
Not babysitting. Accompanying.
Well, like I said, you are the fun one of the group, so as long as you make it interesting.
I like that description. And I always make things interesting.
That you do. So far, so anyway. I'm just not a big fan of, walking in there with all this stuff on me and all those thieves. You know what I mean?
They do have a code. Granted,
Well,
it's not a...
Sulan has a code.
This is true.
But
they
listen to Salon.
Risk doesn't change. As I said, they do have a code. While they're
Insight
in
check.
Sulan's
Doesn't know
gaze.
anything. 9.
As long as we're there, they'll respect him, if not us.
How long do you think we're going to be here?
I have no clue.
Well,
And it's at this point that Keen walks out.
gotcha.
Ah, here's the person to ask. How long are we expecting to be here, Keen? Do you think the book will be difficult to obtain?
Would I know?
And Riss is going to also surreptitiously look around, make sure no one's in.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Passive 26.
26.
Nice.
26. If there's anywhere in the city that is less frequented by guards, it is the area around the Wandering Shadow.
Yep.
And as for the book and how long it will take, as far as you know, if you're able to get to the library today, you should be able to get it that very same night.
The hope is only one night.
Ah, yes. The hope last time for us was to have an elaborate heist where none of us were seen and the book was obtained easily. But
Let's see.
Anar had different plans. That is the reason why we are welcomed so kindly into the city now.
I noticed.
Yes.
Well, hopefully this will not involve a massive heist that for all to see.
If I remember correctly, it's supposed to just happen in a dream, right?
Oh,
In a sense, yes. So,
That's weird.
that should make things easier.
Here's to
However,
not almost dying.
if we were all to fail in the stream, we would not be able to be risen. We would wake up and we would have to try again another time. So we have one shot at it.
Were we able to try again another time, or was it a one-shot thing? 'Cause
You
I
don't
thought it
know.
was- Okay.
It's if you die in the dream, you can no longer help.
Yep.
You wake up.
Okay.
That's
I thought it
the
was
mechanic he made.
Okay. I thought
So
it was.
this is basically every, video game movie ever.
This is a hardcore run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I understand now.
But so long as you're able to get to the book in the dream, even if you die 6 seconds after grabbing it, that should be enough.
He's going to turn to King. How was Sulan?
He has a grand carnival.
Yes, I saw when I peeped my head in it. Things seemed to be quite merry.
You seem the kind who would be quite at home back there,
Oh, I quite am.
and yet you stay out here.
I stay out here to accompany this one.
I see.
Yes.
Or is it that he is keeping watch on you?
Well, I think we kind of both work in that relationship.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we shouldn't have to worry about any additional things. But we are going to be
Yes.
staying here.
Okay.
So we do have our rooms, and I trust that none of us will incite any more interesting activities than we are already up to.
That's right. And at this, Riss is going to... Pat, you're going to say, alright, let's go find a room and not get anything stolen.
And is at this
And
point
as
that
he does that,
Einar walks out.
he is going to attempt to sleight of hand some money off of him.
Make a sleight of hand check against your passive perception, which is a... Unless the hand on the shoulder would be enough to make you think to look actively, it would be your passive.
When you pat him on the shoulder, he kind of steps away.
Go ahead and make an active perception check then against this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I
No, my passive is better.
I
Oh, wait a second. Perception?
yeah.
I have advantage.
That's better.
Okay. So what is your sleight of hand?
Non-natural 20.
A flat 20.
Doesn't beat it. 14.
14. All right. You get. Roll me a d100. Percentage
All right.
of how much gold.
72.
Give me one moment.
All intents and purposes, he's not stealing from him. He's going to take it off of him and say, hopefully this will be the only time, and hand it back to him.
You get 11 gold.
Oh, perfect.
72% of his gold.
Dang, man, you're poor.
Yep.
Here, you want a few hundred?
Nope. You're in debt. No, thank you.
I'm not
You
in
get
debt anymore.
11 gold from him.
Point.
Ray's
True.
in debt.
And then as he, pats you on the back or whatever, and then, a second later, it's like, hopefully this will be the only time this happens.
And I'd say Ray isn't in debt. Not to anyone in the city, anyway.
What?
Because
Good
you
point.
drunkenly got that taken care of.
Yes, I did. That was glorious.
That was
Yes,
fun.
it was.
With passive of 26, I also saw.
You
Oh, yeah.
very much
Just
so. The angle you did, like you were probably behind us, and you probably saw me just,
All right. So, Einar, you step outside.
Einar exits the tavern to find them standing right outside.
Yep.
He goes, sunbathing?
Well, there's, again, no sunlight here. It's just artificial light inside. Because you're basically in an indoor mall.
Oh, that's right. Well,
People watching.
Einar's still going to say it because he's not thinking about that.
Marissa's going to turn to him, look up, and then go, no, people watching.
Ah. Anyway, I have procured us a place to stay and a guide.
Excellent. A guide. I guess that makes sense.
A child.
We need
What?
we need to be a little less obvious. So Sulan has given us somebody to guide us through paths that are a little less traveled.
My own spell was not enough for you? I'm just messing with you.
Take it as this, Riss. Ray is not here, so I'm the one who has to be concerned now.
I'm always concerned. I just hide under very many layers of sarcasm and sass. Alright. But
Indeed.
I want to say hi to Sulan. Let's go.
And as
You still don't have your rooms.
I know we gotta get the rooms. Are they
yeah,
inside?
Einar will take care of getting
Alright.
the rooms. As he
I don't
sets out.
remember.
Did you just ask if the rooms are inside?
Well, that's why I was like, where do we get the rooms from? I was like,
The DM screen?
That's a good
Uh,
question.
full-
You
Hold it
got
up.
cleaned up and put away somewhere. I think it's... Oh, there it is. Nope, it's right here. It's just behind these.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Why is the DM screen going up?
Because that has prices for taverns.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't remember those off the top of my head.
yeah, those are very specific numbers there.
Yes. This is a... So it's 5 silver pieces per room.
Alright.
Easy enough. We're still go. We probably should cover for Kudo.
I'm paying for it.
No, Einar's already taken care of it. It's 5 silver pieces?
Yep.
Wow, so that's only 2 gold?
Yep, for 4
Wow.
people.
Don't pay for me.
Marissa go.
Einar turns and goes, you stayed outside. You didn't get a say in the arrangements.
Did you already pay for the rooms?
Already did, yes.
Alright, then here's 5 silver.
Einar bats it out and goes, get your money out of my face.
Marissa will lunge to take it.
Einar's just gonna let it happen. He's like, I have no control over this man.
That needs
You
to
do.
change, but...
Zara?
I do not speak on behalf of Milady.
That
Who's
means
Zara?
yes. Oh, he hasn't told you.
No, he
Oh.
hasn't.
My friend.
I don't think she's come up.
The woman of his dreams. Very,
Quite literally.
very literally, yes.
Really?
Hmm?
Where's this woman of his dreams now?
In the city, actually.
Then why don't you go hang out with her?
Because when I left, she gave me very specific instructions not to come back until I could stay. So,
Did you tell Einar that? I don't remember.
I'm probably not.
Einar's gonna look at Wrist and...
I can come into Mika, but I cannot go to see her until I'm no longer.
You
On
need
adventure.
to stop saying that word.
What word?
Listen,
You
my
know
friend.
what word.
Listen,
I
my
don't.
friend.
Partially because I wasn't paying full attention.
No, I got it.
What word?
I honestly did not remember what I was saying.
It's okay, as long as one of them gets it, that's all that matters. Alright. So, what the hell does that mean until you can stay? Are you confused?
I am definitely confused, but that seems
For
to
someone
just be...
who's traveled the world, just means no more traveling. She stays here, so if I want to be a part of her life, I have to stay here too. No more adventuring. That's all I meant.
That sounds like it's a good deal.
It is a
You
very
didn't
good
take it?
deal. No, I still have a homeland to free, for lack of a better word.
Why don't you go do that?
Well,
Because I'm
it's-
here with these bozos.
Also,
And you're
it's
one of
a
those
dragon,
Yes.
so we have to kill the dragon.
That sounds like fun.
Oh,
Well, you
you-
hell with that, you let me know.
No, all right. Well, listen, Riz, you heard it.
Well,
He offered.
Add him to the list.
No takebacks.
And no regrets. That's the motto of this group.
Well, regrets, but keep them to yourself. You can have quiet regrets.
He kind of points to the scars covering his body. I wouldn't call them regrets.
Call them past lovers?
Missed opportunities.
Ah, interesting.
Those are two very different things. But anyway, I got us rooms. So,
How about a drink?
Einar puts a few gold pieces on the counter and goes, "Whatever this man wants."
I don't need that many, damn!
Well, it depends what.
I grab a couple of the gold coins and quickly pocket them.
Amazing.
That's fine. We'll say I put 5 gold coins.
I
down.
grab 4 of them.
You get some very nice Erisian wine, which is actually one of the top quality wines out there.
Very nice.
Yep.
You just slapped $500 down on a table in
How
a,
much-
in a, in
how
a
much-
tavern of thieves.
You put 5 gold down.
Yeah.
That's okay. You cannot get Erisian wine because Erisian wine is 10 gold per bottle.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
Yep.
never mind then.
$1,000 bottle.
I wasn't looking at the prices.
Yep.
Nope.
You can get easily a bunch of like a few ciders.
Yeah. This man needs to hydrate, not
He does
drink
need to hydrate.
an extraordinarily
That's fair.
expensive
And cider
wine.
doesn't have a high alcohol content, so
I'm taking long rests.
long rest or short rest.
Sorry, short rest.
Got it. You take a short rest without issue.
How many can I take?
1.
What are you trying to do?
Why would you take more than 1?
Because it's an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I not rest for 4 hours?
Not and receive the benefit of multiple short rests. But again, what's the benefit of taking multiple short
My
rests?
health is 58!
Yeah, just do
you
one
can spend
and
as
roll
many.
all of your
You can
dice.
spend as many hit die as you want.
Oh, I thought it was a certain amount.
No.
You only recover a certain amount per certain rules on long rests.
Warlock is a D8?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna do
Only,
And you do have some levels in fighter, so you can.
only
use those as
sorcerer
well.
and wizard
I
have
only
the
have one.
abysmal D6.
Yeah.
1, so that's 2, 7, 46.
He's
Okay.
still not back up to full. He
Nope.
spent all of his dice.
Fighter is what?
D10.
D10?
What'd you roll?
3.
So close.
7 hit points away.
Hey, that's not bad.
That is not bad.
All things
After-
considered.
No, it's not.
But it's not
After
bad.
just chilling at the bar with some cider,
Heck yeah. That whole time, he's like, don't get near me.
I like to think during that silence.
He's vigilant.
Never mind.
No. Continue.
No, it's
Hey, just as a quick point of order.
Yep.
When we say like, "Oh, my character does this," and then we do an action, it's probably best if you describe the action
Yep.
that you're doing.
So he
'Cause
goes-
Otherwise, I have a period of time where it's like, "Oh, and he does this," and then I just have utter silence for like 30 seconds, and then it cuts back into a
That's
stall.
why I tried to explain it a little bit.
and also I have been trying to make sure I address everyone by name instead of saying you.
Yeah, that's also good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kudo sits there enjoying his cider, resting after his very obnoxious morning with the chair, and just ever so quietly and carefully is peeking around looking over his shoulder, just making sure that no one is sneaking up on him. Especially if that individual's name happens to be Riss.
Now
What's
that
life
we're
that-
out of Kana, I'm slightly offended.
No, he forgot about you.
Dang.
Oh, dang,
You
alright.
forgot about the blue woman who saved your life?
Yes, because yep.
To be fair, it's debatable how much he remembers of that, considering he died.
I was there when he woke
Also,
up.
he passed out directly after getting
Pretty much,
rezzed.
yeah.
Yep,
Because of all the freaking psychic damage.
Yep.
your fault.
I'm beginning to believe all of you have a death wish.
Oh, this is not in character.
Although,
just hanging
to
out.
be fair, I have died multiple times, so.
So,
I've only died once.
after
I'm the same one.
an hour, you
I get my spell back.
Sorry, I just realized something very interesting, and I can't wait to get to it.
I'm concerned.
So am I.
Oh no!
So,
I would like to make like 17 perception checks.
Nah, let it happen.
Okay.
It's a great story.
after an hour, you are done with your rest, and I assume you are mostly left alone. Some those who want to join in with the festivities are welcome to.
I know it is not.
Riss will spend some time talking to Solon, and then
All right. Yeah.
I'll
He
let
absolutely will. Yeah, he'll talk to you for as long as you want to. He has
probably talk with Keen for a little bit, hang out with her, and then
All right.
because you guys have that sticky jam, and he appreciated that, and then he probably will
what was that?
sticky jam,
She got
Us out of a.
Yeah.
sticky jam,
I did. All I heard was Sticky Jan, and I was just like,
sticky Jan.
just I
Who's
meant
Sticky Jan? Is she one of the thieves in this place?
Yes! Absolutely!
Sticky Fingers.
Yep.
Don't lie. But
It's a what if reference.
oh, is it? I haven't seen that one yet.
It's the Star-Lord one.
See, I was thinking about the Wet Bandits becoming the Sticky Bandits.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Also bad. Also so bad.
the Red Bandit. I told her stop doing that. But then after he talked with Keen for a little bit, he would have rebelled for a little bit.
Got it.
Does
Okay.
he get drunk?
No, he does not partake.
How many ciders do you have?
Only a couple.
Oh,
Not enough to get drunk. He's being very. Kudo is concerned about his current environment.
All right. I think you can have, if I'm remembering the rules correctly, I think you can have 2 before you need to start making saves.
Yes.
2 full drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, he's interspersing it with water
Yep.
because his ass needs to be rehydrated.
Yes, it does.
And it got hydrated. Got really close to being fully hydrated.
Indeed. So
I'm walking all over the mic. Sorry.
you finish your short rest. You talk to Sulan, and he calls over Hatzel.
Bless you.
What languages do y'all speak?
I speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Giant.
You speak Celestial.
you speak Abyssal too?
Common, Draconic,
I have to
Elvish,
go off on
Giant, and
some
Primordial.
Abyssal speech here, my dude. Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Whoever speaks Celestial,
Okay.
so that's Einar and Keen. You recognize it seems like a variant. It doesn't look like it's like 100%, but it is Hatzel is similar to the Celestial word for shadow. Yeah. And again, as she begins to guide you through the streets, she does not say a single word the entire time. With a passive perception of 26, you do notice her pickpocket wrist at one point.
Rude. What did she take?
Take a wild guess.
No, no.
She got a 21 on perception. On sleight of hand.
Dang, I don't have any cause to suspect her.
Nope. She liked the look of that dagger and saw another one and said, "Yes, I will."
Good for her.
I double checked after I did not check before I rolled because I wanted to just like, okay, I need to know what her sleight of hand is. I need to know all that.
Yeah.
And then I checked and I was like, oh, she barely succeeded. And so, but not only does she get you there without ever encountering or getting near any guards, she also gets you there in half the time it would usually take. Because she has the feature from the urchin background, city secrets. You know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you are not in combat, you and any companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Oh, wow.
So she gets you some shortcuts, she gets you some back alleys, and within a half hour, you've arrived at the National Library of the Arisian Republic. You're standing outside. It is a large building. This is, interestingly enough, on the ground floor. This is the first time you've been... no, it's not the first time. It is the second time you have been this low. The only time prior was when you were starting the race. Because the ground floor actually goes... The most entrances to the city are not on the ground floor. There are walkways that lead up from the outside to larger entrances in the slightly domed exterior hull of the city, as it were. But the ground floor leads directly to the outside. It is where garages and vehicles are kept, which is where you guys have been there before, and government buildings and that kind of stuff. You can actually look up and see the multiple floors of establishments and citizens all above you, crossing bridges and walking along, balconies and walkways and all that sort of stuff. It is the smell of of metal in the air. It is really beautiful seeing the city from this angle and just getting to see all of the hustle and bustle. And this is truly a city unlike anything you've ever been to. But in one of the few freestanding buildings, almost akin to, when you go to an indoor mall, sometimes they have like holiday things set up in the middle, and it's like a freestanding structure in the middle, not attached to the walls or any of the shops or anything like that. It is very similar to that, and in a far more traditional style than many of the other buildings. Much smaller than you'd expect, but maybe only 30 feet across, roughly the size of what you'd expect a typical a chapel to be, as opposed to a sprawling library.
Okay.
Is there anything you're doing before you enter?
Yes, before we enter, Einar's gonna stop the group and go, okay, now, this is the National Library of Eris. We should probably try to figure out a way to get in without being as noticeable before we walk into somewhere so prominent, just in case they've realized that we are walking around free. Anyone have any ideas? Riss? Kudo?
I'm sorry, I wasn't
Kiera?
paying attention 10 seconds ago. What'd you say?
Riss.
Something happened to my dagger, and I'm trying to figure out where it is.
Riss.
Oh yeah, and Hatzel's gone now.
Yeah, that's why he was like...
I was going to ask her before this.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, when you first arrive,
find her.
She kind of just taps her wrist.
Time for you to go.
She makes some hand motions. You can make a insight check. Yeah. Einar, you can also make one. I know that's kind of your forte.
21.
21.
That's 28.
28. Yeah, 21 and 28. You're able to. You're not familiar with. She appears to be speaking some form of sign language. You're not familiar with the language itself, but you're able to infer enough. She's asking you what time you want her to come back.
would you consider sign language a type of? Because you're technically reading the signs that are made, right?
For the warlock feature of reading all writing, it does not count. It is not. It is not a form of writing.
Okay, I figured it.
If you had comprehend languages up, possibly, or tongues, that would still possibly work. But
Not for this.
Eyes of the Runekeeper is specifically for written script. It would let you read Braille.
Oh, cool.
Yes, but not this. So you're able to infer. Yeah, she's asking what time.
Can you repeat to us, the players, what the plan is?
So all you have to do, in theory, is find where the book would be on the shelves, which is something that Keen knows. And once you find that location, it will not be there. But if you've been to that location and looked for it, the next time you sleep, you will find yourself back in the library, and that's when you can go and retrieve it in your dream.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward from when. So for
So Hatzel asked when you. I will say with a 21 and a 28, you get the basic gist of the way she communicates, and so you get in basic words, "When me come back," and then she kind of continues, or "When you finished."
Well, if I already know where the book is, you should be in and out rather quickly.
You essentially know the coordinates. You haven't actually been to the library before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how much would you wager?
You haven't been to the library. You're not sure.
Einar says to her, "Can you understand if I use sending?"
She nods.
Would you be willing to hang around the area and I can use sending to let you know when we are ready?
She nods again. Yeah. That's
Very well.
Not difficult.
We will let you know when we are ready to depart.
She nods and then vanishes. not in terms of like goes invisible, just
she
slips
just
into the
bolts.
crowd and is gone. Because there is a decent amount of people down here. It is a very public area.
I do like her style.
Of course you would. Freaking rolling around in the dark. Thievery.
Rolling, no, sneaking. That's the opportune word. Now, and at this point, you say you're in bed, and Vrista's like, wait a minute.
Einar goes to mention something and then puts two and two together and just shuts up.
She will be back.
Where is my...
Oh, that was
Hey, this is him speaking to himself. Where's my dagger?
Yes, your shadow glass dagger is unfortunately gone.
She will be back.
She took it?
Are you surprised?
No. I am very proud. And also very annoyed.
Well, if you really want, you can try and pickpocket her back when she comes to take us back.
Assuming
to the
she still
area.
has it.
Yes, I think I'll have to bargain more than steal back.
Well, perhaps she has something else that she's found that you can bargain with if you steal it from her.
Fine.
You never know.
Fine, we'll focus on tasking hand. As far as getting us into the building, at this you see Risk. Bring his fingers together and get a little grin. DM, how long must I need to whip up very quick disguises?
Do you have a disguise kit?
I do.
You do?
I believe so.
Okay. Let me double check. I think it might say it in the description of what a disguise kit
Let me
has.
see.
You do have a disguise kit. Okay. Do you have proficiency with a disguise kit?
He does.
You do. Okay. This pouch of cosmetic, hair dye, and small props that you create disguises that change your physical appearance. Okay. You'd probably have to spend. Ladies in the room,
Yes.
how long does it take to put on a full face of makeup?
30 minutes. Depends on what you're going for.
As somebody who's actually done stage makeup,
Yes.
it does
That also.
100% depend on what you're trying to do.
So if you're doing something very elaborate,
She took my mic.
Yeah, she did. She's alive.
And
getting stolen from
more
left and right.
than just the basic foundation, mascara, eyeliner. Like if you're going for fancy stuff, probably
It's not
45
so much.
minutes.
Again, it's not so much fancy stuff as it is. It is more
like the
akin to,
contouring, getting, highlighting different
just
features.
yeah,
and
changing
making yourself,
the rough face shape. Maybe like using prosthetics to make you appear to be a full elf or a human instead of a half elf.
Probably elf for him, the human. I'm thinking for you, no one's gonna pass you off as an elf or a dwarf.
No.
So
Dwarf
for
is going to be a
you-
little bit harder.
So for you, I will use a wig.
Please give me an afro.
A wig
No.
and makeup, and then I'll probably dye my hair.
Okay. For the three of you, I'm gonna say it would take. Go ahead and make a dexterity check and add your proficiency.
Can I offer help?
Guidance.
Guidance can apply, and you can try to offer help.
Do I add a modifier at all?
Dexterity.
Oh, cool. 10.
That's enough. You get help, and you get to add guidance.
Thank you. That was a very big boost. So that is a non-natural 20.
With a non-natural 20, I'll say you can get all three of you done in an hour.
That actually sounds about right.
yeah.
Because that is a skilled person at work making three. You're not completely unrecognizable, but especially at a glance, no one's going to figure out that you are the same people that are apparently being hunted for.
Bet you didn't know I had this skill, did y'all?
Riss,
look
Where
fabulous,
did you get
darling.
it?
Riss, I've been
This is
traveling.
my assassin.
Oh my gosh,
Feature.
of course it is.
Idar, like some white hair, pass him off as like a drow.
Ooh.
He's got the dark
Very
skin.
large drow.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, got that. Humans can get big, so that's entirely possible.
Riss, I've known you for quite some time.
Whoa.
I did not expect this from you.
It is a skill, one of many skills I picked up actually while in Searsport. So I believe I'll just go with that because that was about the time probably when I would have.
Yep, gotten your subclass. Yep.
Oh, and I can also use prestidigitation to clean up people's clothes, make them a little bit finer, rather
Yes.
than having
Or
Our
traded
wonderful
and fought.
assistant Keen will do
Yeah.
your linens. I will do as the features of the face. And together we will disguise it.
I would like to prestidigitate a pair of spectacles.
How long
It
does
lasts until your end of your
prestidigitation?
next turn.
It lasts for 6 seconds.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Sucks.
Boop, boop.
No, it
Just do
doesn't. It lasts for
constant.
an hour.
That
Casting time
is.
one action.
Yeah, the non-magical.
You create a
Non-magical
non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand that
And
lasts
lasts
till
until
the end of your
next turn.
So that one specifically. Most
I think
of the
that's
other things
is
last
that
an
minor
hour.
illusion? Almost all the rest of them, yeah. Like you chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour, or you make a color, small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or a surface. You know what? Make a spell check with proficiency. So plus 11.
We're just gonna look at his handiwork up and down.
29.
For INR.
20. Wait, why do you have a plus 11 to spell attacks? Oh, you have a. So it's a plus 10, not plus 11.
28.
28? Yeah, you are able to essentially make a mark on your face that from any distance further than 5 feet away, it looks like you're wearing spectacles. Because you can make a symbol appear for an hour, like a symbol or an image on a surface. Skin is a surface.
Okay.
So you are able to make a symbol that makes it look like you're wearing spectacles.
Great.
Or maybe like goggles or something like that.
Little spectacles.
Yeah.
Go with the spectacles.
Yeah, they're like little ones because you can't actually go over your eye, so they're just like
Stop.
hanging in front of your nose, or that's what it looks like.
They're reading glasses.
Can you have the monocle?
I'll go with the monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It
Fantastic.
Just floats there. There's no.
Well, no, it's on your skin.
Yeah.
It's like a tattoo, but
Oh,
from a
okay.
distance, it looks like you're actually wearing a monocle.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because you rolled. Yeah, a 28. That is more than high enough. Okay. So, go ahead and.
We're gonna do all be drow because I'll dye my hair.
Well, not
Oh,
dye,
wow.
but
Wow.
taking the process of hair dyeing is something that takes much longer.
True.
Yeah.
I'll slap a wig on myself too.
Depends on what kind of dye you're using. Like if he's actually dying, yes.
To get all three of you done in an hour, I'm going to say you put on a wig.
Okay.
Yes. Regardless, you are all looking. You are, all incognito, Mission Impossible.
All right, I'm gonna have to write a song
Slips
for
on
that.
some
Riss
sunglasses.
says, hold
slow-mo.
on. And looks at each of you. Okay. I had to make sure I remember you later.
Very nice.
Einar just stares off into the distance. Good lord, I think I miss Ray.
Please.
Oh,
This
and
is much more
Keen
fun.
wouldn't have used like the kit to alter her appearance because she's not really looked after anyways. But she would change it a little. Like
Shut up and
she
think
has
so.
her hair normally like in a braid, but she would take it down and let her like curls like spill down so
Okay.
it looks different and a little
Yeah,
more
just a little
refined.
bit different.
Yeah.
No parrots.
Nice.
That's Einar.
Oh god. It is.
Wow.
Now he's got a daddy now.
Sir, you may stop right now.
Stepdaddy.
No.
Don't know how.
It's blood.
He's a full-blooded daddy.
Amy, you are getting a die for that. You take your 4.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
disgusting. Okay.
You deserve it too.
So, Keen and Riss will kind of bow and lead the way.
It's essentially which section and like where it's supposed to be in terms of like if there's something akin to the Dewey Decimal System or something like that, the I'm not gonna describe an entire system for organizing a library, so I'm just gonna say where it's supposed to be in reference to where other things are in the library.
Are we making checks or what's going on?
Well, first you entered the doors.
Okay.
And I will say so go ahead and make a so a disguise kit.
So
Proficiency with
I have a question.
ability checks you make to create a visual disguise. So go ahead and make one more. So that was for speed. I'm going to say go ahead and make one more check. With the things everyone else is doing, you already would have advantage. So make a dexterity check with proficiency and advantage, and you can.
I give him guidance?
Yes, you can have guidance. This is for the quality of the disguises.
You have advantage. Roll again.
Yeah. Between the two prestidigitations and the and all that, you would have been given advantage.
21.
21. Okay, cool. Yeah, so unless someone has a passive insight of 21 or higher, they will not know that you are the same people. Unless they are making an active check.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So, you enter the library, and it is a... there are guards here, but they don't appear to be, like, active. It's not like you have to go through a metal detector or anything like that, which was... The entrance to the museum was much more heavily guarded. This appears to be just making sure no one's, just able to leave without
Paying the library fees.
paying the fees, or this is just more like a mall cop on standby as opposed to a security checkpoint.
Our armor isn't an issue, or our weapons or anything.
With the disguise kit, no.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's a library, and it's a world that is still very medieval, so weapons are fine.
Okay.
But notably, the center of the room is a massive spiral staircase leading down.
Oh, leading down.
Hence the size of this, what is a glorified entry hallway.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, there are some bookshelves. The room is maybe 50 feet across, 100 feet down. So not a small room. And there are some bookshelves, but they are more sparse. It looks like these are like more modern things, newspapers, flyers, that kind of stuff. Stuff that's, it's in the library, but it's not like it's protected texts or anything like that.
Kudo's gonna lean over to Keen and very quietly, so that it's out of earshot from anyone other than our media group. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that the book that we need is probably all the way at the bottom, ain't it?
Would I?
Given the structure here, yeah, it's definitely not up here.
You would be correct to assume that. So
Well-
we're going to enjoy some stairs for a little while.
Yep, looks like we're going down, fellas.
We're going down.
Think growl. Don't yell timber in here, King. Good lord. So don't yell timber in here, timber in here, King. Good lord.
Kimber.
Kimber?
Kimberly.
I don't like that.
Kimberly is like Karen's daughter. I don't like that at all. Those are the 14-year-olds we were talking about. Kimberly.
Is it her full name? Yes.
Out of context, that
Kimberly
sounds
Impossible.
really weird.
Anywho, we go down the stairs.
Indeed.
And we walk.
But do we go
We
downstairs?
walk. And walk.
Go downstairs?
Yes.
Give me just a moment. I need to. I have a reference for this. I just need to.
Find it. 18
Yes.
two times in a row. I work on Russian accent. It's not good, but it's fine. It's fine. You have better one.
I always have better accents.
Okay, yeah. So you begin walking down this spiral staircase, which is easily 10 feet wide. Like the each step is 10 feet wide. So the entire cylinder that you are moving down, 20 feet in diameter.
That's excessive.
Made for, because people are coming in and out, and this is the only entrance and exit that you can see.
Still excessive.
And you do see people that are going in are on the inside track. People that are coming out are on the outside track.
I'm gonna walk on the outside track going down.
Ina's gonna grab you
Multiple
and
people
pull you.
stop, and some of them wait for you to get out of the way. Some of them just immediately get out of the way themselves.
Einar's going to grab Kudo by like the scruff of his neck and drag him in front of him and like kind of do that dad move
Where you
where
got
it's
a
like
hand on both shoulders.
Yes.
It's just like, all right.
So what would that be to avoid it?
That's a grapple. So make an athletics check and make an athletics or acrobatics check, Kudo.
We'll do acrobatics.
Can I help?
he rolled a
I rolled a 2.
Okay, for a
Rolled
total
nat
of
1.
now.
If I had inspiration,
Keen.
I would 100% use it right now. Just
When he
to
goes
spite you.
to reach, I duck to the right side.
Wait. Keen was saying that she wanted to help. Well, I mean, you can just take the. Well, go ahead and make a athletics check.
Come
Yeah.
on, that'd be hilarious if he goes to grab me and I just whoop next to wrist on the right side.
9.
9 does
9.
not give help, unfortunately.
I should have
So-
given you the guidance to help me.
Risk gonna look around and see you two fumble. It's like, stop playing grab ass and let's go.
Yeah, you
has
go
no
to grab
ass to
him, and
grab.
Keen is like trying to block, but Kudo just ducks under and like
Risk doesn't even
It-
turn around. He just points
Ends up
backwards.
right next
hops
to
down, like skips 5 steps in a single jump. Make a dexterity saving throw, just cause.
Please break your leg.
He's fine.
I won't care.
Did you roll on that one?
No.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, it's over 20.
Okay. You get about 15 feet down, because it's not very steep. But you get past the floor, which is fairly thick. It's roughly 15 feet of stone and earth and concrete
Yeah, that's all I keep.
before you get into open air. Thankfully, the spiral staircase has a railing. But you look out, and for... anyone who wants to can make an intelligence check to try and gauge the size of the room you're in.
Sure, I'll try it.
Might as well, right?
What check is that?
Intelligence. It can be investigation.
My dice suck.
Yeah, here you are.
14.
Escaping
14?
grapples.
Yup, right.
16.
16. With a 16 and a 14, you two are... You don't have an exact measurement, but it's well over 500 feet in every direction.
Wow.
A space sprawling out with in concentric circles with bookshelves of all similar sizes, and then some areas that appear to be dedicated to, especially down the center path has 4 paths in the cardinal directions that lead just outwards throughout. You realize, okay, this is very similarly to how the museum was very geometrically set up with the 5 paths going out. This is quite similar. and you have, maybe 30-foot wide walkways that go north, south, east, west, just straight lines out. And at the center of this, at the bottom of this this spiral staircase, you have essentially the employees that will help you check out books and all that. But it just goes, and with a 14 and a 16, I'll say it's enough. 750 feet in, so it's a 1,500 foot diameter circle. That is the area that you're in now. Yep, based on the Library of Congress, which has a square footage of 2 million feet.
Ooh. Holy crap.
That's a lot of feet.
That is.
According to Google,
Okay.
that is what the Library of Congress stretches underneath
It does.
like 3 different buildings.
Yeah,
Is that
it's
square
massive.
Or cubic?
Square feet.
Square feet.
Yeah. So, this isn't quite as big technically, I don't think, but...
Riss is looking around, just shaking his head like, why is Riss, moment of crisis, why is Ray off on some adventure learning things that I'm here at the library?
It's true. Everything y'all are doing is everything Ray would want to be involved in.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Too bad he wanted to become an artificer instead of joining us on our shenanigans.
When I come back, I'm going to be tankier than you.
That's true.
That's fine. I don't get hit anyway,
Still
so it
can't
doesn't
sneak
matter.
like me.
Exactly. I'm going to be the one getting hit. So, I got you.
So, you know roughly where it is supposed to be in a section dedicated to interestingly not to religion but to history. Specifically, the book should be able to be found in a section of the library dedicated to the 7th Age, which went from 1500 to 1750.
Don't you guys have like some weird mystery god that you're trying to figure stuff out on?
Shush. We don't want. This is a library. Whisper.
My apologies.
Why do you have an accent tonight?
I don't know, because we want to be undercover, right? So, okay.
You know, that's a good idea.
Look at that! He's decided to do the same thing.
Perhaps it might be a good idea. I don't know. What accent is this? I'm not super familiar with accents.
No, you've gone a little cockney there. So.
Rish just looks at both of you and goes, don't push your luck. This deadpan voice keeps walking.
Oh, I've got a good idea. Why don't we do this where you act like you're the boss and he and I both call you sir?
I like that.
I bet you do, you big bastard. I mean, sir, pardon me, sir.
That's better. Much better.
Keen, where are we going?
I said nothing.
You will address her as ma'am.
I'll address your face with my boot.
This.
Sorry,
Inside
I'm in a place with a lot of
voices.
books.
Inside
thing.
voices.
Okay.
I'm impressed that you're the most self-controlled in this kind of environment. And yet given the comparisons, I'm not that surprised.
What was that?
We're a wild bunch.
I've noticed.
That I can agree with.
Anyway, this book, where is it? Can you just...
Bottom level.
Okay.
I don't know.
In the history section, right?
So there would be a it is the library. Okay, so anyone who wants to can either go up and ask for help, because there are librarians that work here, or you can just try and figure out the system yourselves.
Now, Einar's gonna go ask somebody for help.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
Chris is gonna hang out with King.
But
Hold on.
I'm gonna be behind Einar. I'm gonna have my hands
Excuse
like
me.
this. I'm gonna stay about 6 feet behind him at all times.
Listen to the madam.
Straight up.
Before you go off and interact with people in a very memorable way, what are you going to ask them? We do not want to ask them specifically which book we are looking for,
I'm not gonna
but we
say
want to
that.
find a book from the same section so that it seemed as though we are looking for something else.
Do you know...
What happened during the same age as the book we're looking for?
Yes. Is there perhaps something?
Kiera knows
within-
very little about them.
So, what was the question?
What would we look for subject matter wise that would be from the same era as the Black Book?
So it's
Because you mentioned
you are
age.
looking for specifically. There are 2 books. One that is written as the it is the personal records of a member of I need to look up his name again real quick. Give me a moment.
I appreciate the commitment to
There is the 4 kingdoms were sorry, I'm just there we go. King Nizam, the Elder King, one of the king of one of the 4 kingdoms. That is a book written from. Apparently, this is a preserved record, first-hand account written by one of the members of his court. And apparently it should be in between that and a general summary written by a author with a very similar name, hence why they are side by side, recounting the rise and fall of the 4 kingdoms. And so I don't have the specific names for the books on hand.
Yeah. But essentially,
We're looking
Keen
for
would
things-
relay that to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're looking for things about the 4 kingdoms,
And King
specifically
Nizam.
the
Yes.
fall. So
You do the fall of them. You two. We'll do King Nizam.
The author of the personal record is Ifant Melon, IPHANT MELLON.
Ifant Melon.
Bless you.
Yes, and the
Avant a melon.
Elephant melon. Elephant melon. Alright.
Melon.
Got it.
and the Rise and Fall of the 4 Kingdoms was written by Ystava. That's Ystava. Unexia. UNEKSIA.
You have Gustava. Well, I have elephant melon. You have Gustava.
You guys can also write it down.
This is true.
I gave you the spellings and everything.
Here's the thing, though,
This is true.
is
I
that
can't type on this.
I'm trying to imagine how Einar, without writing it down, would try to remember it.
Or he
So
can just
this
write
is-
it down.
I imagine he doesn't have anything on him to write it down with, to be honest.
Sure.
So, Einar's, hi, I'm 37, I'm illiterate, I don't know how to freaking read.
Hold on.
But yeah. What was the second one
Hey,
again?
guess who has a
Gustava's-
book with writing utensils?
Do you actually have that in your?
No, but Ray does.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course he does.
Let me
So
see.
does Makoto.
I might actually have something. Let me see.
I can write it
A
down.
book with writing utensils. Yeah, no.
Font.
I don't have that.
Melon.
No, if I dream about it, I have a book that records my dreams. Which
you
has
also,
never come into play because
hasn't.
I've never had any need for it.
Also, I think that the enchantment on that broke a while ago because you started messing with your dreams a lot.
Did I? Oh, okay. That's fair.
I never established that, but once you started having dreams where you were getting messages in them,
That
it was not a.
That's fair. That's fair.
Font melon. What's your guy's name? You
I
know,
don't
do you?
freaking remember.
Something about zucchini.
No, it
Zucchini?
was.
Okay.
It sounded like Gustavo.
Gustava
Gustava?
Oh yeah, Gustav's.
Unexia.
Gustava?
How do you
Gustav's.
spell that?
It's Ystava.
Hold on. Let me find something to
Oh,
write
here, I
it down.
gotcha, I gotcha. Why? What was it? Why?
Ystava.
A Stava?
Unexia. UNEKSIA.
I thought that was an X.
Alright, Gustav
Very
the
nice.
Eunuch. Got it.
Yes, and Ifant is Iphanт. Melon, Mellon.
Yep, got that one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright, so. Double L, not double O.
Okay.
Balloon.
You spelled that one out a lot faster.
Yes.
M'lady.
I'm just writing this down so I remember it.
That's fair. That's fair. Einar leans to Kudo and goes, Kudo, should I try for a more posh accent?
I don't think you could be any more posh than you already are, but go for it.
Alright, well, I'll stick with this. I don't think I'm very good at accents anyway.
Alright.
Don't agree with me. Don't shake your head yes. Don't nod.
So, you go up
supposed to
to
encourage me.
the librarian. Yes?
No, I was just...
We were having
we were finishing our interaction.
Careful now. That fourth wall hits back.
What fourth wall?
So, having established possibly your accents and what you're looking for.
Oh, Einar's not doing an accent. He's realized he sucks at them.
Alright. So you approach the counter, which has a... in our world, it would have a computer at it. Here, it just has a very large ledger that a elderly woman is currently just flipping through pages quite slowly.
Oh my gosh, it's the freaking sloths.
Not quite.
I know.
Think more, what's her face from Monsters, Inc.
That's what I was about to say.
Roz!
Roz.
I was trying to remember her
You didn't
name.
file your paperwork last night.
What? I
Trey?
didn't? Nope.
I have a request.
Yes.
You must
You have to
interact
do
with
the
us
voice.
in that voice.
You have to do the voice. You can practice a couple times if you want.
What do you want?
Riz hears that,
Inspiration.
and he pushes Keen in front of him. He's like, you talk to her.
Yes, can we give the DM inspiration?
Yes,
DM
yes, we
inspiration.
universally agree to give the DM
Yes.
inspiration.
But you're only allowed to use that inspiration with allies.
Yes.
You may not
It's
use that
Makoto's
on monster
inspiration.
Yes.
There you go.
It's inspiration.
Okay, alright, I'm cool with that. But upon hearing that, Einar leans down a little bit and asks, would you possibly be willing to help me find a book on the fall of the Four Kingdoms? It was by Gustava Unexia, something like that.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Riz again turns to you and says, "Definitely
Closes
talk to
the
her when it's our turn."
massive ledger. Like, this thing weighs a couple pounds. Pushes it to the side without struggling. Pulls out a similarly large tome, but this one is just, it looks like a catalog as opposed to, like, writing. Gustava Nexia.
Yes, I think that was the author.
She grabs a specific point in the book, flips it open, and it looks like she has already, like, pulled it open to the correct page.
Einar just leans over a little bit to be able to read it and goes, wow, that is impressive. You are very good at your job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Insight check. Is she actually flattered?
Yeah.
Inside check.
Make an
Yeah.
insight check.
Yeah.
Inside check, is she turned on?
16.
16.
She is not turned on. She
Good.
is not actually flattered. She is being polite because she has to for her job. She is, by the way, a human woman, which you know because of the rounded ears, but you could have easily mistaken her for a gnome. She is standing on a chair, hunched over. If she stood up straight, she'd probably be like 5 foot. She is hunched over to the degree she is not even 4'6".
Oh my goodness.
She is just
helpless, though.
hunched over. She has a pair of glasses. Her skin is very, very pale. Like, she still has the dark skin of the area. She is ethnically Irisian, but has not seen sunlight in possibly years.
Oh my gosh, this poor woman.
Glasses on her face with the little grandma chains that is a necklace around. Slicked back hair that is purple of all things.
Yeah.
And you notice, like,
What she did in her youth.
not to a degree that, like, would imply something supernatural, but when she talks, her canines are especially, like, pronounced. Just genetically, like, some people do have that. She does not look like a happy lady.
You all hear. Not loud enough for her to hear, but he's going, this is my hell. This is my hell. I'm going to be stuck down here under the ground in a room full of books with creepy ladies telling me to go look this up and that up. I'm in hell. Like, he turns to me, he's like...
Oh, I do apologize. Her hair is not purple, it is white.
Okay.
He turns to
Purple.
Kiera,
It is. There is tinges though of like purple and blue. Like at one point, 50 years ago, she dyed her hair or something like that, but never actually like took care of it enough to wash it out completely. So it's like whitish with like purple undertones and purple and blue.
She dyed her hair after Robert died and then just let it go.
Damn.
Don't turn her into a tragic figure. She's supposed to be...
she was waiting for him to die at that point.
That is true.
There you go.
That is true.
Well, I love how we have fleshed this character out more than my first D&D character. Baracus did not have this much written for him. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
Okay.
Does the librarian witch find our information?
She kind of just, with a long,
Yeah, nope.
like, slightly curled nail, like, and it's the kind where it's just, like, it definitely protrudes upward slightly before the curve. She just kind of just... Alright. Quadrant... 2. Row. Just because why not? 86. Oh my gosh. And shelf 10.
Quadrant 2, row 88.
And she just points.
86? And I just kind of looks
She
over.
doesn't look that direction. She is looking straight at you and is just pointing directly to her right.
I know. Looks in that direction, looks back at her, looks back in that direction, goes, okay. And walks off towards that direction.
As the two of them laid...
Have a nice day.
You too. Man, that lady is so
Just pointedly,
scary.
like, says, alright, our turn, and pushes Keen forward.
She kind of gives you just a thanks kind of look, and then turns to her with a smile. Good morning, lady. That was not
Good morning.
We are looking for a book on.
Ifant Malone was the author.
Okay, so gotcha.
Memoir of King Nizam.
Was that for the same book?
No, it is the personal record of a member of King Nizam's court,
Okay.
written by Ifant Malone.
Gotcha. We are looking for the personal account of Ifant Malone. I believe you have it in this library.
Yeah. Flips again, only once to get to the right page.
She just kind of shrugs at Riz.
Coda's walking away and he's like,
Quadrant 2, row 86, shelf 10.
Riss almost like shouts
Remember,
joy. It's like, yes,
the black
those are all
book
the same.
is between the two books. They're next
So
to
we just
each
know
other.
the direction.
Yeah, that's the intelligence.
And that is the intelligence that Ray is no longer able to offer the party.
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
Have a nice day.
You too. And we head
Riss is already walking towards it. He's like, here's the not before that.
Yeah, and with her direction, so you figure out the 4 quadrants of the library are split into Arcana, History, Religion, and Nature. So you're in the History section. You're not sure how exactly it's organized beyond that, but looks like there are 100 rows of bookshelves, and so you go pretty far back. So if there's 7.5 feet between each row. It's row 86. So you go 645 feet. You are most of the way through the library, all the way to the back.
Wow.
But you make your way to row 86, and it's easy enough to find shelf 10. It's like as it goes along the edge of the circle, it's counted. Each bookshelf is so you know the bookshelf. You don't know like where on the shelf it is exactly. You assume because that gets moved around often enough. So go ahead and make all 4 of you there. So whoever wants to can make an investigation check.
What's your modifier?
+4.
Oh yeah, then I'm gonna give you help.
Well,
Dang straight, nat 20. Riss wants out of this library.
How the heck? This is too bouncy. Thank you.
With a nat 20, are you good?
Yeah, I'm just struggling over here.
It's a 19. You get help.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Thank you. Much better.
Woo.
That's a
21 plus 4. 25.
21.
21.
Yes. Sorry, I'm struggling right now.
With a natural 20 and a 21.
25.
25.
Yes.
Nice. You find the 2 books without issue. And just as expected, they are sitting next to each other on a shelf with an empty space between them.
Riss goes. Oh, yeah. Between the 2, but yeah.
Does make sense.
Let's not speak of this today.
Why?
We don't speak of anything.
What do you do?
Well, we know where it is. And I was like, cool.
do I need to touch anything?
Anyone who wants to can make just a flat wisdom check.
Isn't it
Oh,
on like
let
shelf
me-
10?
No, bookshelf 10.
Okay,
The specific shelf it's on.
Natural 20.
of course.
Natural 20. It's probably not a bad idea to pick up the books and like make sure you're like doing everything you can while you're here.
Oh yeah, he's Kuno's going through and he's memorized. He's trying to the best of his ability, memorize the area and the books that are next to it. Ensure that he knows the location well enough.
Riss, for the pretense of
Pretense.
whichever,
Pro-tense.
boast, is going to just pick the book off the shelf, the King Nizam's personal record of a member of
All right.
and flip through it and mutter himself, any pictures, and just looking.
Actually, interestingly enough, in that one, in the personal records, there are it's more like sketches, but there are like this looks to be a personal journal of someone from the 7th Age. It is old, has obviously been preserved using magic.
There's tic-tac-toe.
Riss
games.
is-
There are like
doodles and stuff.
every maybe
doodles.
10 pages, not so much that, but like every 10 pages you can tell like, all right, this is where, actually no, it wouldn't be every 10 pages. It would be, you kind of flip through and you find like the back of the book. He obviously was taking notes and just like keeping a record of things in the front part of the journal. Anytime he got bored, he would flip to the back and work backwards and be playing like games with himself, like things akin to tic-tac-toe, things akin to like just writing musings and just,
Riss discovers this and immediately becomes more interested in the book.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. 3? Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, you're reading through it, and it's interesting enough. There's a lot of monotony. It's a lot of, today was just like most days, but such as, no news is good news. A time of peace is not exciting, but I suppose that's a good thing. There's a lot of variants and repetitions of that. How much do you read through?
He would have probably read through some of the first chapter.
Okay.
Skimmed through, discovered the sketches.
Yeah, and so in addition to the games in the back, there are sketches of guests in the king's court and things like that.
Yeah, he would have flipped through, and every time he came across a sketch, looked at it more, maybe read
Okay,
the page.
go ahead and make a wisdom check with proficiency.
This is diving into this book here. 6.
6 total?
Yep.
With proficiency.
Oh, okay. With
Wisdom with proficiency.
10.
What did you roll?
Dude, do we have a +4 to proficiency?
Did you roll a 4?
I rolled. Okay, so it would actually be an 8.
You rolled a
No,
2.
plus your wisdom.
Oh,
wisdom
yes.
Plus
I
2
did-
plus
I
4.
rolled a
Plus
4,
six.
so that's a 10.
Okay. With a 10, roll again.
The DM wants this.
You want me to roll again?
Would you roll?
That one. Oh my
I'll
god.
use,
Einar
I'll
sees-
use my good dice.
No, Einar sees
Yeah,
wrist
Kuno and Einar-
struggling.
21.
21. Thank
The
you.
third try,
Hang
the
on,
third
hang on,
flip
hang on.
through.
I'm going to have used my inspiration for that. Because
Very well. Okay.
gosh darn it.
I love it.
Riss is like,
All of a sudden, you
Whoa!
feel some spiritual push.
maybe I missed something.
You moron, this is what you need to be looking
That's
at.
right, yeah.
Ooh, that's an 18 for the book that we're reading.
Okay, good to know. So with a 21, you do recognize one of the figures, more by reputation, as you see a sketch depicting the Forest King, Jacob. As the Forest Kingdom was one of the titular 4 kingdoms. That is the correct term.
That deserves a shenanigan.
Yes, it does.
I'm not letting
Kiera
her
gets
get
her
away with
first.
that.
It is 1 damage.
Okay. She still gets it.
But
It's fine.
Kiera gets her first. No, that is no. I didn't hesitate. I just wasn't even in the mindset at the moment because I'm so used to it from y'all.
Kiera's not even on my list. I have to add a new column.
Yes!
I literally just wasn't even in the mindset. But that is correct. You did deserve that one. So, and yeah, it's just this reminder of the weird ways things are connected, and it's just you can kind of see how this man eventually became the skeletal creature you fought beneath that palace. It's interesting and kind of horrifying at the same time of just what can happen to a person. You continue to flip onward. You see depictions of other people. You gather from. Go ahead and make just a general investigation check for just gathering intel from the book.
11.
11, yeah. You gather this was a elf, so it would have been a drow. Young at the time of writing. Nizam was a human man, but he was this author, Ifant, obviously really greatly admired him, in terms of just what he was trying to do, Nizam was not always successful. In fact, he often failed, and a lot of those failings were listed in terms of projects he would try to do and initiatives he would start and all these things. But he was always trying to make things better for his people, for his kingdom, and for the other kingdoms as well. Very lax when it came to inviting people in. There was very, very rarely was anyone ever turned away from a meeting with him. He would listen, and he made a lot of mistakes. But if anything else, Ifant admired his drive to just keep trying his best, to do his best. And you notice as the book goes on, the entries get further and further apart. They're still right next to each other, but in terms of dates, there's a description of a volcano erupting on the island of Jazeera, which you would know is the large landmass, still part of Eris, but to the south. And the way the ash hung in the sky, it brought a lot of pain. Crops were not growing correctly, and you find out that this is actually the reason that a outer shell was built around the city of Mika. Nizam didn't rule from Mika, but it was going to be a newly built city, and so since they had the connection to the Arcsmith and the Plane of Mechanus and an excess of resources, that a self-sustaining city that did not need sunlight to... it could obviously use sunlight, but would not be affected by events such as these. That was the inspiration behind it. You find a number of pages torn out after that, seemingly by the author. Wrote things that they didn't want written down or that they regretted. It isn't clear, but after maybe 10 pages or so torn out, he writes in what is the last entry that there is little more one can do that destroys a person more than deception. That the lies of Queen Asami, of Empress Asami, are what led to the isolation of King Jacob, the lies of Queen Asami, of Empress Asami, and the passivity of Queen Cecilia led to the total downfall of the alliance. Nizam was not a perfect man, but he tried to be a good one, and he deserved better. And that's the last entry in the book.
Riss is going to snap it shut and go, alright, I'm done. We leaving?
Meanwhile, the two of you reading The Rise and Fall of the Four Kingdoms. This is and so what you rolled in...
Just so you know, it is 11:20.
Yeah, we're
What am I using?
you rolled an investigation check already, right? You rolled an 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So you guys are being a bit more thorough as you read through it. It is a much more objective take, obviously written a while after. The date on the book itself looks to be, let me double check the timeline real quick. It would have been written probably in the 10th age.
Okay.
So a good 500 years after the events described in the book itself. But a far more objective viewpoint. Handwritten, copied down by this Yastava. Let me check one thing real quick. Is anyone taking a look at both books?
I think I wanted Kudo to kind of go back and forth between the two books.
All right.
Like, once Riss says he's done, he's like, Kudo's got the one book in his left hand, doesn't even look, grabs the book, flips it open, and is looking at both of them.
All right. What is your passive investigation?
10.
10. All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Got it.
You want some guidance?
Oh, well, yeah. I would like some guidance.
Guidance.
Kudo, like...
Or you can help someone else try to make an
Doesn't
investigation
matter.
check.
I rolled below a 10, and I don't have an investigation modifier.
Well, what'd you roll?
8.
Okay, well, with guidance, you could still help, in theory.
Rip. Man,
9.
you're
supposed to take
dice
9?
man.
Okay, so I'm going to say Einar. Go ahead and make a, because you actually have a... the DC is above 20 for what you are possibly going to figure out from this. So that is why...
This is investigation?
Yep.
Nice.
You said the DC is 20?
Is above 20.
It's above 20. Ah, dang it. 'Cause that's a 21.
It is a 21. It's DC.
Sneaky.
Kudo's, okay, to set the scene, Kudo's looking at the one book, looking at the second book, looking at the other
Einar
book.
grabs
No. I don't understand a damn thing in these things. Einar?
Einar walks over, grabs them both, flips them upside down, and goes, "You had them upside down.
Ah, yeah. Holy shit.
You need some sleep, my man."
Man, you're a smart fella.
I'm not.
Einar is the one who just comes through with the weird observations, even when they're intelligence-based.
That's true.
Yep, you're the one who figured out the
the
trick
mechanism.
mechanism.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, Ray is like, jump, Hookie, jump. He's like, what the hell's going on?
And then Einar's like, "Oh, yeah, but if you just do this."
And Ray goes, holy crap, he's right.
You notice, with a 21, which was the DC,
It meets a beat.
there was an effort made to disguise this. These were written by the same person.
Einar's like, the handwriting on these is...
There was an effort
Very
made to
similar.
disguise this, and the check made was a 21.
After you say this, was like, not even paying attention, looking in the opposite direction. Fascinating. Great job. Wonderful stuff. Like,
Kudo's looking back and forth, and Einar says that, and Kudo goes, nah, they're too far apart, man. There's no way that it's the same person. Oh, holy shit, I think this is the same person.
those peas look
An
remarkably
astute observation, Kudo.
Thank you.
Your intelligence is something to marvel at.
I know, right? Isn't he great?
All right.
I feel like Einar at some point is going to just do like the Sokka head slap.
Obviously written 500 years later. The perspective of the author has not changed, but they're obviously trying to write from a more objective point of view, with the rise and fall of the Four Kingdoms being written just as a historical record, as a analysis, and a not even an analysis. It's not looking into here are the personal motivations. It's just literally here is what happened, and what is stated to have happened, and what is recorded to have happened, and it's a good summary of it, talking about how 4 monarchs, one from the region of Kinyavel, one from the Koruman provinces, one from Meyer, and one from Eris, were were disappointed with the, not in the people, but in the world itself, 500 years had passed since the end of the Dark Age, the Age of Mourning. And the world hadn't recovered. And they wanted to change that. Yes, certain, nations had risen or fallen since then, but they could do better. And so they did. Each of them, with the help of the others, formed an amazing kingdom. King Nizam ruled over all of all of Eris and Vala. King Jacob ruled over everything, including at one point. Let me double check this.
So basically everything north of the mountain range?
Yeah, including the one exception to that was the kingdom of Usona. However, given the efforts made by King Jacob at the time and his charisma, Usona was adopted into the Forest Kingdom as a vassal state. But that it was always a little bit separate, which is why it then survived after the fall of the Forest Kingdom. Queen Cecilia ruled over all of Kinyavel, and Empress Asami ruled over all of the Coromon provinces, uniting them for the first time in a while. Notably, though, this kingdom would not have been the precursor to Paradise. Yeah. They did not have control over the Icon Steppe. That was notably absent. There were efforts made to... Oh, wait, no, I'm so sorry. The Icon Steppe was part of it, but they were under the rule of Queen Cecilia.
Oh, interesting.
Known as the Blade Queen, or the Queen of Blades. She was not warlike, but very well respected for her combat ability, which was something that the people of the Icon Steppe...
Speak calmly and carry a big stick.
Very much appreciated. But Empress Asami ruled over all of the Coromon provinces. And they formed an alliance which lasted for a long time. The rise of the Four Kingdoms only happened maybe 150 years into the Seventh Age. But there were a lot of events that this book does go into that kind of led to the correct circumstances for it. But given that Cecilia, Jacob, and Nizam were all humans, so Queen Asami started her consolidation, because the provinces of Coromon had always been a bit disparate, but it took a while to unite them, and Queen Asami was Elven. So she had quite a long time to work on uniting them once more. And the alliance lasted for a long time, until that volcanic eruption. The seeds of the collapse happened before that, though, as King Jacob began drifting away, drawing more and more distant, not attending their annual events or the meetings that they would have to discuss issues or just spend time together. Jacob grew more and more distant until he was unable to be contacted at all. A phenomena you recognize as being partially due to the influence of the statue. However, that is interestingly not mentioned at all in this book. You get the idea that's not exactly common knowledge.
We could make a killing off of that.
I mean,
Regardless,
And give that
the
information to the world.
the final nail in the coffin of the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, the anvil that broke the camel's back, because it was a big event, is the volcanic eruption that ravaged much of Eris. That is why Nizam lost control of Vala as parties there grew to become more and more independent and couldn't rely on help. It wasn't a rebellion so much as a secession, which led to the two countries that now stand in Vala. But the true fall of the Four Kingdoms came with the revelation. It's never made clear who or how it was revealed, but King Nizam found out that the volcanic eruption had been caused by Empress Asami. And Queen Cecilia had known about it.
Dang, that side of the continent seems like it's, or that continent seems like it's full of like not so great people.
Cecilia wasn't maliciously, but she was attempting to stay neutral, and therefore did not do anything to help Asami in her endeavors, nor anything to prevent her. But as described in the more personal account, the author seems to blame her just as much. She did attempt to assist somewhat with... she is actually... Queen Cecilia is the only one who tried to offer Nizam help, as after the volcanic eruption, at first, Asami was saying, like, oh yeah, we'll get you resources, we'll get you help. But they weren't arriving. And then it was discovered she's the one who caused it. And Cecilia was actually helping. She was getting Nizam and his kingdom supplies and all that, but it wasn't enough. And by the end of the Seventh Age, all four kingdoms were either a fraction of what they once were, or had entirely dissolved. Nizam's kingdom was basically a collection of city-states, each fending for themselves. When Nizam finally passed away, Vala had become entirely independent. Usona stood on its own, but Meyer had dissolved into lawlessness. Cecilia and her neutrality eventually led to problems within King Yavel and the Daikun Steppe, and that is part of why the Daikun Steppe was so unwilling to ally with almost anyone until they were conquered by Paradise. And the Corman provinces did still stand as a nation, because Queen Asami was an archdruid, hence how she caused the volcanic eruption in the first place. And that meant she lived for a very, very, very long time. She still had control, but they were significantly weakened, and her influence was limited, which set the stage for the Eighth Age, the Age of Conquest, where Amintas, a minotaur from Eris, conquered the entirety of the Corman provinces. Kind of the Arklands equivalent of Alexander the Great, who just conquered pretty much the entire known world at the time. Amintas was mostly focused on the mountains and Corman. Some historians theorize it was an act of vengeance. Some say no, it was just an opportunity because the Corman provinces were weakened. It is unknown exactly, but it is known that Amintas was a man who greatly valued honor. But the book goes on a little bit more about details and some of the aftermath of the fall of the Four Kingdoms, but that is the main gist of it. As you complete it.
Einar looks up at the slot where the Phantom book will be.
Yep.
And then, without actually looking at her, he asks, Keen, do you know if the books... Can we read them, or is their only purpose to be used to open the vault?
When you have the book in your hands here in the ordinary material world, there is nothing on its pages. You cannot learn straightly. You cannot learn simply by opening the book. It is explicitly something you must bring to the vault in order to read of its contents.
So yes.
Yes.
In a sense, it can be read.
Given what you found out in the museum, basically the way that the vault works is that you place each book within the vault, and each book will represent a story, and the story will be told around you.
Yeah.
Depending on what questions you've asked.
Well, it was more of, I know I was curious as to if the book for this specific spot would contain more information about the rise and fall. Like a very, like you have objective, like, okay, this is what we know, but then if it contained the more of, oh yeah, this is what people don't know, but that still happened.
You could, given because you have 2 books already, and both of those have been entirely blank.
Yeah.
But, and so there's not a lot of reason to believe that this one wouldn't be. However, you could always ask that as one of your questions.
Yeah, I'm not wasting a question on that.
There is obviously more that happened there. Well, I mean, you have one question that she's asking, and you have the question about Varro. You have a third one.
What was our third question supposed to be?
You've been discussing possibilities. I don't think you've come to a conclusion on it.
I thought we had.
I was going to ask questions about Kosen, and then
Well, we kind of already know about Kosen
exactly
at this point. So.
my questions were answered throughout the campaign, especially when that decided he wanted to message me, and I realized, oh, I don't need you. We don't need you.
Good lord. Ray is Gollum. He's got his good side and his bad side.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, technically, Ray would be Smeagol,
Smeagol.
and Kosen would be
Kosen is
Gollum. Yeah, honestly, you're not too far off.
I know what I was doing.
But regardless, having read the 2 books, and happy that you've established that you are here looking for the Black Book enough that it should trigger the event, you make your way out of the library.
How long did it take us to get down
The steps?
the steps? Yeah.
I mean, probably like a minute or 2.
Okay.
It's like the chamber is like, 50 feet tall, but it's still just steps.
Okay, because as they go to head out, that's when Einar will use sending to be like, okay, we're ready to meet.
All right. There is no response.
Shocking. But she'll be there. Okay.
And as you make your way out, sure enough, there she is. Just sitting there, kind of swaying from side to side.
Riss is going to walk up to her, kneel down. Well, no, she's 15. She's not that small.
She is no older than 15. She is quite small.
I think Kiera size, but smaller.
Gotcha. No, I was thinking like
she's probably closer to like 10.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like little kid. He'll get on his knee, but like he's also not that tall anyways.
Yeah, even then, getting down on her knee is definitely eye level.
He's going to then go down and you say, I believe you acquired payment without asking first.
She nods, smiling.
May I have it back?
She shakes her head no.
May I exchange?
Kind of a questioning head tilt.
If it interests you.
You're gonna have to offer something.
Yes. He goes, no interest in money, right?
She shakes her head no.
Kudo looks into his pack and goes, What about these? And he pulls out the Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
You had Gauntlets of Ogre Power just chilling in a knapsack?
I can only attune to 3 items.
That's fair.
She kind of looks them over. Looks fairly interested.
Mm-hmm.
And Riss will say,
Kind of tucks them under one hand, under one arm.
2 gauntlets, 2 daggers.
She holds up one finger.
One was payment. I mean, I would take a dagger over 2 balance. But Briss will pull out of his bag of holding the star-touched sword. A little big.
No. Let me give these, and you can get your dagger back.
And you do notice that she does have, and she kind of just thinks for a moment.
He goes, a little big.
And as he hands you back the gauntlets, because she and I just remembered that Shietzi is already wearing gloves that are magic.
Oh, okay.
She has gloves of thievery. That is why she was able to take it.
No.
She kind of just like reaches into the bag of holding, and it's kind of just rummaging through a little bit, and pulls out. You have a pair of boots of striding and springing.
I do indeed. Risp was like, I did not think you would be interested in those. But
She looks down and she's got like kind of ratty shoes on.
I realized that was my mistake. Accept my apologies. Boots for the knife?
She nods her head and puts the boots on and then vanishes into the crowd.
Yep.
Appears maybe 5 minutes later and hands you the knife. And it is your shadow glass dagger, and it is yours specifically too.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned, but at the same time, not really.
So I'm adding the shadow glass dagger back to your inventory.
Thank you.
Hannah just looks down at her, and he goes, "You are quite resourceful, aren't you?
She nods her head and smiles.
You're all right, kid."
She then kind of just beckons and starts leading you
Have you
back
considered a
towards.
career as a soldier?
I doubt
She
that
sticks her
would-
tongue out at you.
I was about to
figured
ask,
out
does
that.
she have a tongue?
She has a tongue.
Risp is going to go, please. It's the life of a thief for this one.
And
Does seem accurate.
yep, she leads you back through, and a half hour later, you're back at the Wandering Shadow. And unless there's anything else you want to do, you spend your evening kind of just preparing and
Eat more bacon.
eating some more bacon, readying yourselves.
I think that's like 80% of Einar's diet at this point. It's just everywhere they go, "Oh, can we have some bacon?"
Look, bacon is good.
Bacon can
Yeah.
sometimes be expensive depending on where you're getting it.
Bacon.
Bacon
Pancakes.
No, it's it's
Put it in a
pancake. Bacon
pancakes
Sorry.
in New York.
I love that version.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato, fish sticks and mayo.
Kiera is the queen of parody songs that make absolutely no sense, and I love her for it. But as you all fall into a very deep sleep, you open your eyes and find yourselves standing at the entrance to the library,
All right.
where there were once guards. Two, you would assume, normal-looking humans, except that they are shirtless, 2 men, and have glowing blue eyes. And as they turn towards you and ready for battle,
Summoning my packed weapon.
that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I still go, oh, these are fighting guys.
Hey, I have a question.
What is your question, sir?
Do you, as a cleric, prepare in the morning or at the end of the day?
In the morning.
In the morning? Okay. So,
I will say that, so here's what we're going to do, is that as you are getting ready for this fight, you are in a dreamscape. Prepare whatever spells you want, take a long rest. If you have the ability to prepare spells or change out equipment, you can do that as you are going into this prepared for a fight.
sweet.
Indeed.
Warlocks can't prepare spells, can they?
I do not think so.
That's true.
But if you have equipment, like you could technically change what your packed weapon is. If you had another magic weapon that you wanted to use, you have time to you can attune or unattune to items as you wish. But we will return for the retrieval of the third and final book next time.
We're getting close, fellas. Ray's coming back soon.
Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of The Outsiders, and we will see you next week. Good night.